Anyway, big up everyone. It's Harry HazSpur TV back again, and Eugene and TJ. Just so you guys know, TJ's raring to go, so I'm expecting something crazy now.
You cut him off and he was just about to rant.
Yeah. So, first of all, Eugene, before I give it...
give it to TJ, man. He has to let it out, man. Go ahead, TJ. It's all yours, bro.
Bro, just let it out, bro.
Welcome, people. What you saying? Into Spurs, back at it again. How the fuck do we start without Spence? Is this guy smoking? He's definitely smoking the crack, because you're telling me your best defender was on the bench. In fact, let's not even talk about the game. Let's talk about how he has his favorites. You don't start without Spence. Enough of this bullshit, man. Spence should have started. Look, Son got rested. Kulusevski got rested. Yeah, 100%. I was for that. If we're going to be playing them in Europa League, so be it. I was for that, yeah? But, bruv, you don't rest your best defender. And for me, I called it, you know what it was, innit, yeah? I was running late to the game, innit? Like, literally, I was running late, innit? I had to take a shit. So, as soon as I didn't get to see the lineup, and then Elijah called, man, innit? Yeah, he called me like 5 minutes before he went live stream, and then I was like, "Yo, what's the lineup saying? Like, who's starting, bro?" I've now pulled up my phone. He's like, "I haven't seen it yet," so I pulled up my phone. I'm in the toilet, innit? I'm in the toilet, bro. Literally taking my shit, but talking on the phone, innit? You know that ones, innit? Literally, bro. You know what? I couldn't find Spencer's name on the actual lineup. I said from that point on, what's the point of me watching this match? What was the point? Why did you not start with Spence? Why?
Bro, I even thought the Kulusevski Son thing was a bit weird. One, because he played Son for like the whole Ipswich game, pretty much. He didn't save him for City, so I thought it was a bit weird. And also because we've got a week in between the games anyway. We've got 8 days till the next game. Like, why didn't you start with Skip? No, keep calling him Skip. Spence. Why? What is Ange got on this brother? He clearly didn't like him, and you know he said some same comment earlier in the season when one of the commentators were asking like, "Oh, Spence has been performing well, this and this and that," and he said something on the lines of, "Spence is playing well until Udogie comes back," or something like this. We should have known. We should have known from day one. In my opinion, Pedro Porro should have been the one that was taken off. Use the same energy from Son and Kulusevski. Pedro Porro needs to be coming off. Don't take off your best defender. It's not good enough. Bro, like, I was just shocked.
No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Anybody that's defending it, because I've spoke to people in his workplace, this is where I'm pissed off as well. A lot of people are sugarcoating it like, "Yo, we're resting them for the Europa League game." What the fuck is that all about, bro? I don't give a damn about that game. I give a damn about Man City, man. The same way Ange wanted to say last year when we said, "Yo, throw the game against Man City." I expect you to play your big Don players, because every game matters. Keep the same energy, my brother. Don't let it work one way for you over there and one way for you over here. You told us, yeah, last year, remember, he said there's a big problem with this fan base. How can you expect anybody to lose? That's exactly what he told them to do, not playing Spence. Come on, man. There's something wrong.
Do you think it was taking a dig at the fans then?
What, say that again?
In the team selection, do you think he was taking a dig at the fans for last season then?
I don't care. He's just stupid, bro.
No.
Why would he? What was the reason for him to drop him? There was no reason. I said to Elijah, I made it clear to Elijah.
Conspiracy theory, guys. Remember when Ange gets a phone call, the ball guy up there will call him and says that, "I'm not happy with the protest, take off Spence." Imagine it's that kind of shit.
I'll be so real with it. I'll be so real, yeah. Look. Cool. I had someone in my workplace say, listen, we've got a bigger game in Europa League coming up. The league is finished. It doesn't matter who wants to rest him. Bro, keep that same energy, bro. When he was there and we didn't have the injury problems, you didn't want to rotate a Dogi. You didn't want to rotate any of the players. Keep that same energy, my brother.
So do you think Spence ain't gonna play next Thursday then?
Bro, I don't think he's gonna play. He's dropped.
Why?
Exactly. You tell me, my brother.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't care about that Man City game. Let me be real in it. I'll rip that out of my system. I care about how he's treating Spence. He's treating Spence like a second citizen. In fact, you know, if I was Spence, bro, as a player, I would be disheartened. I've been playing good for the last 6 games or 5 games. He's been the best player on Tottenham's pitch.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah.
All fans, every fan, black, white, blue, would say Spence was man in the match for the last 6 games or 5 games.
2-3 months, probably.
So why drop your best player? I said to Elijah yesterday or the day before, whenever the game happened. I said to him before the game, if Spence is dropped, I want to hear that he took a knock in training or he was ill. Yeah. I said I want to hear that. Otherwise, I don't give a damn about how this result goes. I want Ange gone. In fact, this is like I said, I want Ange gone a long time ago. From now on, I want Ange gone. He's taken the absolute piss. He lost me from that point. His tactics don't make no sense anymore. You're taking off your best player, the player that is running his heart out for you. Come on, man. Make it make sense, man. In fact, if you're gonna take off anybody, it should have been Pedro Porro. And if you wanna like rotate, rotate. Do the little rotation with Pedro Porro. Do the little rotation, but you're not doing all of that shit, man. It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
I think he's gonna play Dogi and Porro next week.
He's taking the piss.
I don't think he's gonna play Spence.
Exactly, he's taking the piss.
But like, he should be playing Spence and Dogi. Really, that should be.
He's taking the piss. He's taken the piss. He has.
But guys, but have you not noticed one thing, right? Why no one in the media question him on that?
Exactly, because they're all buffoons. They're all buffoons, all of them.
No, I think the question has been erased, deleted, not allowed to be asked.
Nobody's asking that question. Nobody in the Spurs fan base has asked why did he not start Spence? No
one's asked him. No one said anything on Twitter, from what I saw. You know, did you see that account that was going on about Spence saying he's going to be better than Rhodes and Walker before the game? Did you not see that?
Rhodes and what?
Basically, some account, Rhodes and Walker, saying that Spence can be better than Rhodes and Walker. Remember? And then he didn't even play him. Like, yeah. But mate,
how hard this guy had to work, man. After Mourinho, Conte, or whoever, they said he had an attitude problem. My guy just had.
It's Conte.
Bro, he's literally died on the pitch, bro. You're telling me just to drop him like that? Bro, forget you, man. You can go fuck off back to wherever you come from, bro. You're not a Spurs manager, man. In my opinion, you're not.
Didn't Danny Kiraku say he would be Ange out if Spence doesn't play?
I'm Ange out, man. I've confirmed I'm Ange out.
No, not you. I mean, Danny Kiraku said on
you can message him and ask him. Yeah, you got his number. Well, you Ange out yet?
But the excuse that a lot of people are actually moving about is we're resting him for the Europa League game.
The Europa League game is 9 or 8 days away, bro.
Well, we're protecting him for an injury.
Yeah, and then let's see he gets calls up by England, right? And then Tuchel plays him, and then he gets a knock, and then he'll get injured. We're Spurs, bro. The international break is coming around, right? And international break usually breaks us.
It's a joke, isn't it? I don't understand why he didn't start. No, can we all discuss the reason? Because for me,
I don't know the reason. That's the problem.
He should have started.
I agree with you, TJ. I don't know.
Only he knows the reason. That lineup,
and you know what?
That starting lineup, only he knows the reasons, right?
You know what messes me up in it, yeah? Look, you drop Son, you drop Kulusevski, you drop Spence. Where's the same energy for Archie Gray then? He's been playing every single flipping match.
But no. Why he played? Is Davies injured? No.
I don't care. Listen, if anything, you should drop Archie Gray before you drop Spence. Because he's played way more. The argument is that you're dropping them for this match so that they can be protected for the next match. It makes no sense. Drop Archie Gray. Drop Lucas Bergvall. Drop all the players then, bruv. Make it make sense.
But also, for me, I don't think he had to rest that many players last night because we had like a week.
Exactly, he didn't. He didn't. Exactly. We in fact, the only player I wanted to get rested, in fact, there was two players. Kulusevski, respectfully, and Porro.
Yeah, those are two
We've
players.
all been saying this for a long while. He's taking the piss, man. He's smoking something.
He could be smoking something. He could be popping something, right? Elijah's too much of E, and so it's all there. It's all there. No, but guys, to tell the truth, right? The team selection was baffling, right? To have excuses like we're saving players for the Europa League, which is like 9-8 days away. What are you saving, right? And then these players, most probably, is it an international break?
No, because we don't play FA Cup this weekend. That's why we're not. What's it called?
The FA Cup run is on. Okay, that's why.
Well, we're not in it. Remember, we got knocked out by Villa, so we're not playing this weekend.
So that means we get a day rest then.
We get a weekend off.
Get a weekend off. Yeah.
Big up.
Big up, Darren.
But what I don't understand, is that he had the Ipswich game before. He could have rested players in the Ipswich game, really.
He could have rested Spence. He could have rested Porro. He could have rested Kulusevski. He could have rested all them players. Make it make sense. I've gone through this argument in my head, up and down, left and right, backwards and sideways. He's taken the piss. He's literally bottled it. You know, there's a point where you actually have to put your hands up and say he got it wrong, yeah. And this right here, he got it so wrong. He got it so wrong, so wrong, so wrong. If I was Spence right now, I'd be so real in it. You're gonna think what? Like that's not the type of energy that I want to see. Oh, why would I want to die on the pitch for you now?
You're not appreciating me, basically.
Bro, listen, I'll do some. You put me on. I'm doing some stinkers, man. I'm not tracking back. I'm not running up. I'm not doing all of that. You're wasting my bloody time. For 5 straight games, he died on the pitch for you. You can tell he was the best player, the person that ran the most up and down the pitch.
He was our best player.
And you treat him like that. Don't take the piss out of me, man.
Past 3 months, he's our best player.
He has been. He actually has been. He's been a breath of fresh air. This is what I'm saying. This is why I don't rate Ange. When he has his favorites, and you can tell he has his favorite. And listen, mark my word, if he doesn't start Spence next game, we best riot.
Yeah.
In fact, we best. Listen, I'll go to the next protest, bro. I riot with you, bro.
Yeah, bro, we'll go again.
I'm bringing eggs. Listen, I'm bringing eggs. Bro,
listen.
What? I'm bringing eggs. Bro, he's lost his head.
Don't let them know that.
Yeah, why are you saying it live?
Yeah.
They will find out.
Bro, they have club accounts watching stuff like this. I don't think they watch my channel, but like I'm just saying.
So forward this to Ange Postecoglou. You know. Bro. You know. Why didn't you start Spence? You know what? Look, and this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say it like this. Spencer's died on the pitch to you. He's given all his effort and energy. You know, there's one player that you can actually say that has put all in everything into it. Because most players that have gone through what he's gone through will end up not caring.
Give up and also feel like they're being disrespected. I think
this is what I'm trying to say.
No, this is what you're being undervalued in a sense. So he's not. Maybe I don't know, guys. Like you said, right?
Manchester's favourites. We all knew it.
That's disrespected.
When that interview came out and he was saying, "Oh, Spencer's playing well." Yeah, but he's covering for Udogie. When he mentioned Udogie's name, when you're trying to praise your player, we should have known.
He even brings him on left back as well when he brought him on.
Exactly, he's taking the piss.
Surely he should be playing ahead of Porro by this point, though. Really,
tell me about it.
Yeah,
he's taking the piss.
Spence looks better on the left, to tell the truth.
But we haven't actually seen him in his better position.
I think he's better on the right still, but that's just
his best position is right, but we haven't seen him in his position. He hasn't got a chance because Ange has his favourites. Porro won't get dropped for nobody. He could be smoking. He could be smoking on the pitch. We can see him blunt a split, the biggest one, and he would never take him off. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm speaking facts. He has his favourite.
No, I agree with you. Like I knew as soon as Udogie was coming back, Spence wouldn't play. I knew he weren't going to play him.
All I'm saying is, bro, I would have said if Udogie wasn't black, I would have said it's a racist card move, man.
Yeah, because he's only white fullback in it.
I can't go that deep in it. I can't call it racism because
don't make it a color thing, right? So yeah.
I don't understand what Spence has done. He's his best defender. He's his best player, in fact.
He's been our best player the past 3 months, literally. Our best player the past 3 months.
The problem is that we don't. That's the problem with Spurs, right? We don't. I don't know, right? These are the people that we employ to manage our team, right? And then when the fans see something special in a player, instead of like encouraging the player, you discourage the player, right? By putting on another. But if you don't play, if you don't give Udogie time, you don't know whether Udogie is back. Right? But what I can say is that the team selection, right, from the Ipswich game and the Man City game, right, should have been the other way around. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So the thing is that, right, like, you know, the question is he deliberately doing this? But if he's deliberately doing this, why?
He don't care about Tottenham. You don't care about Tottenham like how I do.
No, you don't care about Tottenham about how we do, right? We want to win.
This guy at my workplace, he said, "What if Spence got injured in that match?" So I'm arguing that Spence should have played. Yeah. Remember what Zaha did to Moses' baby? Yeah. No, you know what? Look, so I'm arguing with this guy at work, innit? Why Spence should have been on the pitch, right? In fact, I was even saying to him, like, the same energy where we had our players all fit and you didn't want to rotate, and then we just had that injury crisis. Everybody just got injured. Udogie, Porro, you name it. Everybody was just dropping down like flies, right? Even up to that point, yeah, there was a point where he still didn't even want to trust Spence, right? And then he was forced to play Spence. So look, this is not Ange's decision to play Spence. Let's make it right. Ange is not the reason why he's playing this good.
No, you know, Alex box office. I don't know if he's watching, but you know, he said Spence was playing well out of spite. I can't agree with him now.
110%.
Spence is playing well is out of spite, and Spence has matured throughout. You see, he has gone out to Italy to play. He's gone out to play a few in what other leagues did he go? I can't remember. Where they went down down to lower leagues and went off to Genoa, if I'm not mistaken. That's the last
Genoa.
Yeah, you're right. And it didn't work out.
Yeah,
but he picked
up some things.
I agree. Look, I agree. He's obviously enhanced this. He's learned throughout not playing football. It's made him a bit more hungrier. You can see the way he plays with aggression, and there's like some demand in his step.
Energy, yeah.
He don't get bullied often. He's one of our strongest players on the pitch. In fact, that Man City game needed a player like Spence. Do you know the reason why?
No, we lack aggression, man, in our team.
We lack that cutting edge runner that runs right down the middle. Because that would have gave space for Alderbert.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Can we move on from the team selection? I mean, we know we're all perplexed. What was going on?
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah. We were definitely we were literally just going on to like. I was going on to like the game, innit? In terms of
because for me, another player where our fans have blown him up to be some like savior.
No. I agree with you. He's not at the quality that we need to be.
He's all right.
Yeah, but the game, that Man City game, needed a player like Spence. Sorry, I keep mentioning him, to run down the middle, to give Alderbert space for him. Because when you saw him attack the last man, the last man, it was always a constant go back.
Yeah, or cutting in.
No, he didn't. Alderbert only maybe cut him once in the whole game. I watched it. He turned around and passed it backwards, right? So we didn't run at the defender. We didn't have any players that ran at their defense.
Did you watch his interview?
Did I watch his interview? No, I don't watch his interviews anymore.
He said, right? We were too aggressive in the first half, and I was
too aggressive in the first half. What?
Yeah. I don't know what he meant by aggressive, or maybe the players are running out of sync or whatever, right? Like headless chickens, right?
That's not aggression.
That's just... I was doing the watch along, right? And every time we got the ball, right, Denso just stands there, right, and waits, and it's like some tactical thing is going, and it's like he's like waiting for City to rush him, but they are not.
They're not. Yeah.
And it takes about 5-10 seconds before he realizes it, and then he makes his next move, right? And he'll go slow again.
Exactly. There was no.
It was so slow. It was so slow.
No, Eugene, you're right. It was so pragmatic. It was so standstill. The football we were watching against Man City was so standstill. We needed a player to take the ball and drive. This is my point. Drive. To give extra options for the players that I'm obviously using Alderbert because he's the winger, right? Obviously, when Spence drives, it gives Alderbert and it gives Madison a little shift in pattern, right? We lacked that driving edge. We didn't drive at their defenders or even in their midfield. We lacked it. We lacked that cutting edge of driving at the defenders. It was so stagnatic. It was just passing back. It would go from the defense to the midfield to the defense. There was nobody picking up the ball and running with the ball. This is why Spence was so important. Spence is the only defender that we have currently that drives at the defense.
Yeah, but guys, the other part is right. They just walk through our defense, right? They just.
But in general, our team, like I watched us last night, right, and when City had the ball, we're trying to win it back. And this is where Ange, for me, this is why I hate him so much. He doesn't play with a strong midfield like a number 6, a ball destroyer, to get the ball back, to turn over the ball. And Bentancur can do it at a push, but he's not the same kind of player, I think, personally. But we lacked aggression everywhere around the pitch.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
And then you have, and to double it up, to double the equation up, I'm going off of Spence, because I've already expressed my love and glory for him, innit? To double it up, now, from the transition to the midfield to the attack, you have someone like Tell who can't even control a flipping ball, can't even hold the ball for 2 seconds, allowing the runners to run off of Tell. He is useless as well, bro. He is absolutely useless. He's not worth 45 million. He's worth less than that. I'll be surprised if we even buy him. He doesn't suit Tottenham's system.
You see, we all see that we shouldn't buy him, right? Like last season, when we all said that we cannot resign with the winner, when we did it. Watch it, guys. We'll buy him. This is what our club does to us, right?
I hope not. I really hope we don't buy Tell.
It's like
I've not seen anything special from Tell at all, if I'm being honest.
And see, this is the thing as well. You decide to drop Son, and look, I agree. He definitely, after Ipswich match, maybe he could play in form, right? He's now turned his form around. Before that, we could have dropped him, right? But you decide to drop Son, the only crosser that crosses the ball diagonally. Diagonally. You're not playing Spence, you're not playing Son, you're playing Odeberg, you're playing Johnson, and you're playing Tell. It's not good enough, man.
How did Johnson last the whole game? That's what I want to know.
Oh, tell me about it, bro. Yeah. Tell me about it. That's another player that doesn't drive at his man. We lack that cutting edge, you know? We needed a man to drive through that defense. We just didn't have it.
Drive through a minute. I know what you mean. Yeah.
They didn't score this, did it? But after it went 1-0, there was a counter-attack, and Adogi was out of position, and it went to his man, and he skied it. Do you remember?
Yeah.
If that was Spence, he would have been tracking his man. This is my point. My point is this, man. We were down to lose that game. As soon as I saw that lineup, I said to Elijah, why am I watching this shit?
Yeah, well,
I don't know, bro. I don't know why you're watching it.
At home, we're not even creating any. What chances did we have? List 2 chances you remember. I can't remember any.
The only chance we had in the first half was the Danso header, I remember, off that free kick.
No, but it was straight to the...
But again, like, because we invert the wingers, Maddison did nothing last night. Maddison did nothing because he couldn't do anything. He had no space.
But the agenda will be on Maddison couldn't create any chances, which is wrong. If you don't have the players around him...
He's positioning, right? And he's like dropping off, dropping back. And I'm like, hold on. There was a few instances...
Maddison was running all over the place. Like, he didn't know what to do. Simple as that, right?
Yeah.
He was confused. You get what I'm saying? Now, our manager likes to confuse our players. You get what I'm saying? He likes to try all these new tactics, new inversions, new this, new that, right? But the only thing he can't do is win. You can say that. No, sorry. The only thing he can't do is win against better opponents. That's all. Weaker opponents, we do a fine job over them.
Good shit, man. Good shit, man.
How many more games do we have? 11?
End the season, man.
Okay, I don't know how many then. I think we've got 11 games. You're right. 11 games.
Just end the season. Forget it. Forget counting. Just end it now. We've seen it. We've seen everything we needed to see.
Guys, the thing is that, right? Are we still in a relegation battle then?
Nah, I don't think so. I think there's worse teams in this bucket list.
I think we'll be all right.
Man United are looking hairy.
But they won.
Man United, they show fight against Ipswich, even though it's Ipswich, right?
They won.
They were down to 10 men and they won. That's fine, right?
Who's on next game?
Our Bournemouth.
Let me check on next game. Hold on a second.
Bournemouth. In the league, Bournemouth.
Is that home?
I think it's away. I can't remember.
Let me check. Hold on. Let me just give it a check. Bournemouth at home on the 9th. Well, we got Alkmaar away, then Bournemouth at home on the 9th. Then Alkmaar at home, then Fulham away, then Chelsea away, and Southampton.
No, that's okay. Bournemouth at home. Do you think we can beat them?
I think we're going to lose 2-0.
If Areola, I'll check it up. Right.
I think we're going to lose 2-0, to be honest, or 3-0 to Bournemouth.
It's Bournemouth. Yeah, I know. Right. So you're not going to get points there. Then against Fulham, can we beat Fulham? Fulham's away, That's not going to be easy. But
Fulham were
by
going to
then,
lose. Didn't we lose 3-0 there last year to Fulham?
Guys, if it's like real, right, we're going to focus on the Europa League and we put all our eggs into the AZ basket, right? We're going to lose the Bournemouth game and the Fulham game. Think about it.
Yeah, Bournemouth will beat us. I don't really see any other thing, to be honest, man. I think Bournemouth are going to beat us.
Coming back to the Man City game, right? It was so obvious that the tactics that Pep used against us, right? He knew that if they came at us, we would have more chances to pick them off, to create more shots on goal, or create more chances and all that. So that's why that game was boring, guys. You guys know. And when MCT was 1-0 up and they had the ball, right? They weren't playing the MCT way. They were just sitting back, holding the ball, playing it around the midfield, right? So that's what they call about, tactical, we'll call nuance, right? You know what you're doing. How are you going to counter a team like what Ange puts out there, right? But the thing is that, I don't know, I've been saying this, right? We defend in our penalty box. We keep all the wide open, right, for the white players to run up and down freely, right? Whether it's on the left, whether it's on the right. Savinho basically, plowed through us. Doku, we don't want to say about Doku, right? My God.
Big up, JJ. How you doing, man?
Hey, big up, JJ. Cool. Yeah. Right. So, in the first half, we should have been 2-3-0 down, but Vicario had a few good saves. So, guys, it is what it is, right? We know that Ange will do the things that Ange does, and only Ange will understand why he did it, right? And of course, now the reason,
because he was smoking. He was smoking. On a serious note, Man City was there for the taking. I promise you. And I'm not even going to lie to you, Ange bottled it. He should have played Spence.
No, but TJ,
we needed a player like Spence to open up the game. You know why? This is the reason why I'm saying it. It was so important. We didn't run at the defense. We didn't have no drivers. We didn't have no aggression. We were passengers from minute 1 to minute 90.
Okay, you talk about the first
half. Come on. When Spence come on,
so
you saw the quality.
I understand, right? But when you see the first half, right, it's the way that how they just walk through our defense, basically just walk through our defense.
I think that first goal was a bit unlucky. I'll be so honest with you. That Haaland goal, took a deflection. Yeah, it was a pass right through our defense, and I'm not going to defend our defenders, right? But it was very unlucky. It was a precise cross that took a deflection, and it just landed in the right spot. If you think about it, if you watch it back, and I'm not using any excuses to defend our defenders, because really and truly they should be better. But the ball landed behind all of our defenders. It surprised Danso so much that he didn't even look. We've seen Danso. Look, I've told you about Danso. I'll be so real with it. I have insider sources about what I thought Danso would have been. And let me be honest with you. I'm going to say it here. Although I saw him as a donkey back then, he's a much better player around good players. And I have to admit, he's been a refreshing because we haven't had a good defense. I'm not saying he's going to be our defender for the rest of the year, but for me, for what he's shown us, apart from the Man City game, from what he's shown us, he's better than Dragisin. Can we all agree that he's better than Dragisin?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
our standards are not really high right now. He's better than, it's an upgrade to Dragisin, right? Cool. That one goal that ended up going through our defense was a lucky attempt. I'll be so real. In fact, I blame Porro. I think it was Porro that should have actually got the block on first, but it just went through, right? but we were lacking that aggression, man. And you got it so wrong. And you got it so wrong, you know. And this is the thing. Man City wasn't all that. Yes, they had a few chances that they walked through, but it was because we were shit. It's because Ange bottled it. Ange made us shit. I'm telling you, we started with Spence, right? I'm not saying it would equal it, we should come out with a win, but we would have been much better. There would have been a better fight. 100%. We didn't fight. We actually didn't fight. It starts from the defense onwards. Ange's system. See, this is why I don't get a lot of these Ange protectors, right? Ange's whole philosophy is about taking risks and being proactive. That's what Spence is. He's a proactive, take a risk player.
Wait, say
but
that
you're
again?
Not playing the damn player, guys. It makes no sense.
Proactive risk taker player. Okay. Proactive risk taker player.
That's what Ange wants. Ange likes the proactive, take a risk player. That's why, as much as a lot of people, even myself, are saying Bissouma's not good enough. There's periods in Bissouma's game which we can analyze. Look, overall, he's made a lot of mistakes, right? But there's periods in Bissouma's game where we have said, wow, he's done decent. Since he got that red card, he hasn't looked like the player.
He's not been the same player.
Right? He's not taken many risks.
How long ago that was? You get what I'm saying now?
It's true. It's true.
Last season, bro. Get over it.
It's true.
If you
no, you're right. You're right.
You shouldn't be here. Right? But guys, no.
I'm just saying, Ange. The reason we lost that Man City game was on Ange. Let's not sugarcoat why we lost it. It was on Ange. He didn't play the players that he was meant to play. I agree. Kulusevski needed to have a rest, and I agree. In fact, I disagree now because after against Ipswich, we saw what Son actually done. But then again, I kind of agreed that we'll give Odegaard a chance, right? But bruv, Pedro Porro, we've been saying about Pedro Porro for the longest while. You don't think you could have taken off Pedro Porro?
Porro shouldn't have played.
Exactly. There's things that can actually make and break. And Man City wasn't that good. We're at bloody home, man. Come on, we're at home. We expect better. That's one thing we did. We expect better. If this performance was at the what do you call it, at the Emirates? Not the Emirates. Fucking Etihad. They're both the same. They're both the same in my. They're all opposite it. But at the Etihad, bro, then we could kind of like sugarcoat.
Understand it a bit.
Yeah, we didn't create no chances because we wasn't aggressive enough.
You know why? We didn't.
The last four games, the last 4 or 5 games. Let's be real. It started from where? Spence. Let's be honest with you. Started from Spence. Go look back at all our goals we've scored, or how we've set up. There's a reason why Spence has been man of the match for the last 4 games, 5 games. He plays a shit.
Best of a worst bunch, really.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's on Ange. It's on Ange. It's simple. I'm not gonna blame none of them players because Ange was the reason. But
set up like this.
Tell is a imposter. That Tell guy. Although I understood his inexperience, you get where I'm coming from. Like, I understood that we're not getting the final product, like the Kinkskis of this world, like the Brian Hills of this world. Like, I understood. You get where I'm coming from. I understood we're not getting the final product. But bruv, you see how Elijah's on Kinkskis that not got nothing shit, bro. Yeah. I'm on Tell, bro. Bro, I don't see no future for Tell, bro. I'll be so real. And I don't
don't see anything with him, Tony.
And if me and you can agree with that, right? Yeah. That means he's shit.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from? Because at least we put a standard where we've like Kingsky could get better, right? Regardless if he agrees or disagrees. Bro, there's a chance he can get better, but bro, that Tell brother, he's too weak on the ball, firstly. And what they were arguing about in my office, they were saying he's not a striker, but he can be
He'd be
better as a winger, right? Cool. Let's argument's sake, innit? Yeah. Is he better than Johnson? No. Is he better than Alderbert? No. Is he better than Son? No. Is he better than Brian Gill? No. Is he better than Steven Bergwijn? No. So is he better than Werner? See, this is what you're comparing to. And I'm saying no. Bro, so he's not good enough.
He brought on Werner as well. Do you remember?
Bro, this is my point. I'm saying if he's not better than Werner, there must be a problem.
What's the point in having him?
Exactly. There must be a problem.
I think
maybe I'm too premature in it. Maybe I'm just frustrated for this Man City game. But bruv, these last 4 games, I've not seen nothing. I've seen a headless chicken run around.
He can't even hold the ball up.
Exactly. His passing's not there. His pace is not there. His everything's not there, bruv. His passing's not there. His pace is not there. His everything's not there.
What up?
His shot's not there as well. You know what? His shot's not there as well. He's not a good player. He's actually not a good player. When you actually consider it.
Why do you think Bayern got rid of him?
Buy it. Bro, he's not a good player. His passing's not there. His pace is not there. His hold-up game's not there. What can he actually do?
Bayern didn't get rid of him. Bayern just put him to us, right? So we could, develop him more for Bayern, right? Big up to Elijah, right? Hope you're doing well. Were you bored the watch along, Elijah?
What's up, EJ?
No, I said, were you bored when you were doing the watch along? I did the watch along.
Oh, I spent like 2-3 minute periods just looking at my chat, man, just talking. We talked about so many things. We got so many conversations down, man. The game was the game was boring. It wasn't fun at all.
Yeah, I was talking to the chats too, so my God.
Yeah.
What was your opinion, my brother? Should Spence have started?
Oh yeah, I mean he's our best player, bro. So he definitely should have started, 100%.
And why do you think Ange shouldn't start him? What's the reason?
I mean, he said it himself, bro. He said it himself. Spence has been great until Destiny comes back. Those are his
exactly favoritism. It's a joke, isn't it? It's absolutely a joke. I'm sorry, my brother. I've lost my head. More I think about it,
Elijah, you missed
I'm losing my head.
My fault. I was on Sabbath stream, bro. You know what I'm saying? So once we end the stream, I just came straight here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
We got. Yeah. No, Elijah, we had about how many? 45 minutes. 40 minutes of TJ going on about Spence. That's all.
Yeah. So what do you? I was asking, bro. What do you think about Tell, Elijah?
Tell, bro. I haven't really seen much from him. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm watching him. I said this on my stream. Yeah, he made Brennan Johnson look visible. Like I saw Brennan Johnson on the pitch because I couldn't see Tell. Like usually Brennan Johnson will play, and we don't see him. We don't see him. But because Tell was on the pitch, we saw Brennan Johnson. Like that's how invisible this guy was, isn't it? Apart from him missing a chance or something like that, like the ball played into him and I think Diaz defended him, but he missed a chance. Apart from that, I didn't see Tell through the whole game pretty much. I mean, if that's your striker, if that's your main focal point up top, then he's not good enough, bro, because you can't see him. Yeah, if you can't see your own striker up top in games, if you don't notice that he's there, then he's not a good striker, bro, unless he's a shadow striker. But at this point, he's just a shadow. Yeah, he's just a shadow. You know what I'm saying? He's just a shadow.
That's going to be a new position, right? You created a new position called a shadow striker. What the fuck is a shadow striker?
Boris, a striker usually or a shadow striker usually plays behind the row striker, man. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's almost like a second striker.
Spider striker, like Spider-Man, spider striker.
It's what it feels like, man. It just feels like he's just a shadow, man. He's just not there. He's non-existent.
Man, he don't have the weight to hold up the ball. Nothing, man. He has his fundamentals is not there, man. You can tell. Like he just looks like he don't. When the ball gets to him, he can't even hold the ball for 2 minutes. He's just. He's an awful player. He's an awful player. And a lot of people are telling me that he's a winger. Bro, you know what, yeah? Johnson's better than him, in my opinion. Odegaard's better than him. I can even say Werner's better than his brother, bro. He struggled. The fundamentals of football, he struggles. Simple 1-2 passing, he can't do, my brother.
Bro, he can't even
hold the 19, man. So you got to give him time. He's 19, bro.
You know what? Listen, let me. You know what? Just before you jumped on this stream, yeah, I called you out in it. I said this in it, yeah. I said this sentence. I'll even re-say the sentence. I said, you see how Elijah can't see what Kinsey's got in it. I'm on this Elijah shit with this Bell brother in it, yeah. I said, bro, I can't see no future with this guy. Bro, you know what is, yeah? You know what I realized? I couldn't really see like any future with Dell. I'll be honest with you. The ball came to him, it bounced off his shin, and then he went to pass it to Porro and he mispassed the ball. And I said to me, like, maybe he's nervous, innit? And then it happened again. I was like, come on, man. In a vital scenario, you need to hold up this ball so players can run off you. We already didn't have we had the lack of runners, like, because we didn't start Spence, yeah, and I at the start, bro, listen, I went on 40 minutes on the reason why
watch this on playback, man. So
bro, you know what is, isn't it?
Rewind this, and you'll see the same thing.
You know what is, isn't it? Yeah, Spence was so important for Tottenham, for Tottenham, 5-6 games, man of the match, and you just drop him out of nowhere, man. Out of nowhere, and the people that I'm arguing with are saying we're dropping him for the Europa League. Kiss my ass about that shit, man. You know, like, I don't give a damn. I give a damn about watching this shit. I decided to watch that shit, and I was angry. I think I made it clear to you when I called you premature before the lineup, and I said Spence didn't come on. I was angry that I didn't see him on the pitch.
Elijah, does he call you before every game?
Not before this game he called me. But usually if we're losing, because usually I'll do watch alongs, he'll call me, and we'll talk on stream for like 10 minutes. And then,
you know what? Let me be so real, yeah.
Because,
I'll be so real in it, yeah. I don't even remember that you're on this stream, in it. In the way I see it, it's like 999. What's your emergency, bro? That's how I see it, bro. I need to let. If I keep it in, bro, I end up breaking something. Bro, you know how many TVs I broke?
After the game, like, what game did you call me after? I was like, I can't remember what it was. Where he calls me up and he's like, "Haz, you right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You guys are some 10-minute rant." So I'm like, yeah.
Bro, you know what? I have to let it out off my chest, otherwise I'll kill someone. Look, you know what it is, isn't it? I'll be so real. I'm surrounded by deluded Spurs fans in this workplace. I had someone say to me, I would have done the same thing. I would have arrested Spence. Bro, I have to let it out. I have to let it out before I come work, because I'll start punching up people, you know? I'm a type of guy to argue a point, but to the point where it just gets clouded, bro, I can't hear anything. It's just all red.
They arrested like one day outside.
It's all red.
Their council.
This guy said, I'm so passionate, the person that I'm talking about, I'm so passionate about Spurs, innit? You might as well.
We all are. Let's be honest, we all are, yeah.
Yeah, but he says, I'm so passionate about Spurs, you basically wear Spurs underwear. Because I do. I actually do, man. My DNA is Spurs, man. I live and breathe off the Spurs. So when I see my team not trying against Man City, and the same, this is what pisses me off even more. Last year, if you remember Ange quoting, when we all wanted him, okay, cool, look, not all of us, right? But a majority of the fan base wanted him to bottle against Man City. The reason being, because Arsenal would have won the league if we If we won, if we won against Man City, Arsenal would have won the league, right? And a bit of the fan base said, "Cool, it's a no-brainer. We need to lose, right?" And he came out and cussed us for being this overly negative and all of this right and wrong, right? Cool. What the hell did you just do there?
Winning mentality, yeah.
What the hell did you just do there? You've just said you've taken off Son, Kulusevski. As much as you might think that these guys need to go off and all of your best players, Spence, and you've said, you know what? There's more important games to win. What's different? What is different? I'm a strictly calm guy, innit? I keep the same energy. Like if you say one thing to me here and you do one thing over here, I'm the same. But he basically done exactly.
I don't like people lying to me personally, but
exactly, bro. He just lies too much.
Yep,
man. You know
what? Eugene, you haven't spoken in a while. Are you more zen than TJ about it?
Nah, guys.
I think everyone in the planet is more zen than TJ on this, bro.
Nah, man.
You were being honest, bro.
No, to tell the truth, man.
Bro, I don't realize he calls you when you're on stream, so I don't know that.
Yeah.
But I know, like, if we lose to Alkmaar, TJ will call me up straight after. Haz, let's do a stream right now. I'll be like, okay.
But okay, right, guys. I've always been Ange don't care, right? He can do what the shit he wants to do. To me now, it's just a circus, you know. And sometimes you think into it too deep, right? It really disturbs you, right? It's like, why is he doing this? Why is he doing that?
It does.
Right?
It does. It disturbs me, man. It absolutely does. It rides my crap. Why didn't he start Spence? He's his best player.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Oh man, I need to go get myself water, man. My voice is hurting.
I'll see you. Yeah.
Oh
See
gosh,
you in a minute.
man. Yeah, you went to get water first, bro. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I blame more the team for why we lost rather than Andrew. Obviously, the resting of Kulu now. I don't mind him resting Son because Son hasn't been that good. So starting Odebear, I had no problem with. It was just Spence and Kulu that was really my issue. But even with the lineup that we put out,
I can understand it, but the other two,
I can understand it. But like Son hasn't been that good this season. Like he's gotten some goal contributions here and there. He ain't been that good.
Great either, though.
He wasn't great either.
But these past few games, Son is slowly, like you see, Son is coming back, right? Yeah. You get to see that the old Son, but all of a sudden, right? You know, players, we all know, right? Top players, when they get in the groove, right, they want to keep on going, correct? And you take him off like
rhythm.
The rhythm. You break his rhythm, right? But I think he was played in the wrong position when he came on. They used him as a number 9. So
you mean Son?
I hear it.
Yeah. He put him on the left, and when Werner came on later on, he moved in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's like, I hear all of that. But the reason I blame all the players for the performance or for the loss, I'd say, is because even with the players on the pitch, like Odebear misses an open goal. You know what I'm saying? So, like Saar has a 1-on-1 where all he has to do is just control the ball with his head, and then he can just kick it left, right. You can kick it above the goalkeeper.
The last minute.
Yeah, the last minute one. You know what I'm saying? And then you had a chance before that as well. Son had a chance and it's saved. But yeah, like we had at bare minimum 3 or 4 chances to draw that game, and we didn't take them. So I put that down.
That Odebear chance, he had a chance like that early in the season, and he missed the same thing. I remember.
Okay, guys, why don't I put it like that, right? Let's say if we did score that equalizer early, right? Do you think Man City would just sit back?
No, they'll probably come back.
Yeah.
No, Man City could go and score in there, but that's the thing of like these hypotheticals, which is why I don't like doing it too much. But like we wouldn't know in it. Like anything could have happened after it goes 1-1. Most likely thing, Man City would have gone and scored again. That's what's most likely going to happen. But if we make it 1-1, you never know. That's what I'm saying. You never know. But
if the 1-1 comes very late, then it's a different thing. You get it.
Even then, you can point to Saar just bottling that, because that was pretty much the last kick of the game.
I think
there was
Saar missing the chance. Was worse to miss personally, because he was like literally on his own. He just had to tap it. low.
They were both bad, bro. They were both like
Sars was
like
worse,
10 out of 10 misses.
Sars was like bad, but I thought because Oliver's an attacking player, I'd expect him at least hit the target. With Sar, don't get me wrong, he should have scored, but like he's not a defensive midfield, not defensive midfield, but you know,
Sar he roams forward like a lot, bro. Like he's in the box a lot. So I mean, to be fair, they both should have scored, and I don't really mind who's is worse. They're both really bad. But even with the Ange rotating, even with Kulu and Spence not playing, we had an opportunity to tie the game up, and we didn't do it. So I gotta blame the players. I blame Ange for dropping Spence and Kulu because, especially for this game, it don't make sense. I won't be too harsh on him for the Son dropping because even though he turns up against City, like Son hasn't been that great. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of a whole season.
He needs a rest, I think, anyway.
Yeah, he needs a rest anyway. So I'm okay with that, but I would have rather they rested against Ipswich and then have that 3 days of rest, then play City because we don't play again. We don't play it for another 8 days.
We were saying that.
The next game we play is 8 days later. So I would have rather the resting come shout out, my bro. But I'd rather the resting and come against Ipswich. And then we go all out against City. Then we have 8 days left in there. So that's what I'll blame Ange for. The rotation and the timing to do it is just a bit weird to me. But the players on the pitch, bro, they could have scored, fam. It's not like if we created absolute zilch and nothing, I'd have been like, all right, this is on Ange because the players didn't create nothing and you didn't really spice it up. The players created the chances. I'm gonna be so real. Whether Man City should have already been 2-3 up because
they're doing well, mate.
He's another YouTuber. Shout out to him, but whether Man City should have been 2-3-4. Fairs, yeah. The players of Man City were 1-0 up, and they stayed 1-0 up the whole game. And we had at bare minimum 2 clear-cut opportunities to score, and we didn't take either of them. At that point, I gotta blame the players, and not to mention it was just a really bad performance from pretty much almost everyone on the pitch, except for probably Vicario. And then Spence, when he came on, was good. That's really all I can say.
Elijah, if M City took their chances too, right, in the first half, we could have been 2-3-0 down.
Which is very true. Which is I understand that as well. But like the reason I understand what you say, Eugene. You're right in it, but it's just when we got those chances to score, it was only 1-0 in it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Obviously, if Man City take their chances, the game would have been done. But at the same time, when we got our chances, it was only 1-0, which means if we score it, we're getting a point out the game if we don't concede.
But doesn't it prove that the City game that we won 4-0 was kind of a fluke then? Because if we're losing 1-0 at home,
but even in that game, it was down to Haaland being dead, isn't it? Like he missed so many chances. Like Haaland was just missing. Like he hit the crossbar. Vicario was also amazing in that game as well. Vicario, that was one of his best games. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of things went right for us.
Playing with a broken what? He was playing
broken ankle, I think it was. Yeah, it was Dragusin and Davies at the back. They played as well. They played great as well. But it's one of those things. Man City had chances that game. They just didn't score because Vicario, that was one of his best games he's ever had. And then we just took our chances. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, and also the thing of Man City, the last game, something that puzzled me as well is why we didn't look at it from the same mindset. Like in terms of formation and the players on the pitch. Like, apart from the 2 centre-backs and Solanke, we have everybody else.
So when the right there, I remember he played Kulusevski.
Yeah, Kulu's on the right and Madders is in the middle. So like at least go from the same kind of aspect, but instead of obviously having Udogie there, you have Spence. But at least look at it through the same mindset and the same aspect of trying to play. But he didn't go with that. It didn't look like a completely different game. So yeah, there's plenty to sorry, voice crack was crazy. There's plenty to blame on Ange for this. But I'm putting more of the smoke for this game specifically on the players because they had the opportunity to make it 1-1 and they didn't take it. And it was just an overall terrible performance in general. So, yeah, the players.
But what are your thoughts on, like you say, right? You say, I understand your stance about the players. They should have taken the chances to draw up the game, right? Because it's late, right? But starting with a lineup like that in the front three, right? And playing that in the first half in that kind of way, right? And the weird part is that while we were getting on top in the second half, right, the momentum was there with those players in it, right? He makes the change, and then we regress back again. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, sometimes I don't know. I was saying that if you're gonna make the changes, do it at halftime, right? So you know that momentum will build up. But
Ange don't really make changes at halftime. Unless it's taken off Maddison, he doesn't really make any changes.
Hour, I think, doesn't he? Is the hour?
Yeah, 60. But from 60 minutes onwards, you can expect an Ange substitution, I know. But if everything's just going completely like in the mud, he'll just keep it that way to the 60th and then make a change. But unless it's Maddison, I know. But apart from that, he's always making changes late. But I agree with you, Eugene. Just the whole lineup was just weird, innit? It was just a weird lineup with Spence and Kulu not being there and Brennan Johnson back in the lineup, in the starting lineup. And it was just weird to put
it's such a weird thing, right? You put Johnson there, right? And Son has been providing for Johnson, and you take Son off. You guys know?
Yeah, it's mostly Son. It's mostly the player on the left providing for Brennan Johnson. That's most of the time how he gets his goals. It's the left wing. From the left wing, it was literally it's Son, or I guess Timo Werner when he was there and Son was out, who would get Brennan Johnson his assists, bro, or his goals. So it was just a weird one for Brendan to be there and not have Son. But even so, even as the game progressed, we were getting absolutely violated. Udogie and Porro were getting violated by Doku and Savio.
Doku was killing us, man.
Yeah, it was.
But Elijah, don't you notice, right, in the games, right, when we defend, right, we leave the whites all open for people to run into. You know, it's either you're open on the right left or whether you open the right. See, so
that's the dangers with inverting. That is the danger
as well.
Yeah, it's the danger with inverting. Like even if you invert just one fullback, the wings are very much exposed if you get counter attacked. So inverting both, and that's what Udogie and Porro both do. The thing is with Spence, like he's less likely to invert. He's more likely to overlap. But even so, occasionally he would invert as well. You still see the same thing where the wings are just open. So if you invert one and you play like a 3-2-5, that's still going to leave the wings very exposed, unless the two in the middle are kind of spread apart from each other. Yeah, unless they're really deep and they're like further apart from each other, it helps cover the wings. But then again, you have a big gaping hole in the middle that's pretty much protected by one player. So inverting does have a lot of risk, especially for teams that aren't great defensively in the counter attack or not have defenders that aren't quick. Now we have Danso, who he's decently quick, but he's not like crazily fast in it. But it's just too easy to get caught out in the wings when you invert, which is why football's kind of in a way kind of reverting back to the old style. Like we've had back in the days, the overlapping fullbacks, they stay there, you know what I'm saying? And then we've kind of had this inverting kind of system. And now it's kind of almost the key to cracking that inverted thing is to have wingers again. So now everyone's having these touchline wingers and these overlapping fullbacks and all this type of stuff. So it's almost like football's just an endless cycle of just trends. And I think the inverting trend is what's in style, because teams like Pep and stuff have made it in style, but now everyone's kind of going back to the almost just normal overlapping fullbacks, because Do you think
everyone's going to go back now? Do you think people are going to go back now?
Will Pep go back? I'm not sure if like the top.
Not Pep, no. I mean, because I know every other team trying to copy Pep, right? His tactics.
Yeah.
Past 10 years, maybe 5, 6, 8, whatever. Do you think people are going to go back to like other, just normal fullbacks and maybe?
I think so. I mean, I think so, to be fair, because football's all about changing trends. I mean, like if you go back to 2015, 16, no one was inverting fullbacks. It just wasn't a thing. No single team did that. And then Pep first started inverting fullbacks. Everyone's like, "Yo, what is this?" And then we saw Liverpool started doing it with Trent, and then Arsenal started doing it with Zinchenko, I think, and then Chelsea started doing it. Yeah, Chelsea started doing it with Cucurella. So it's just one of them things where then Tottenham started doing it with Udogie and Porro, and everyone's just starting to.
We started doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, because inverting's kind of in style, the managers coming in want to do that now. You know what I'm saying? So it would make more sense for me if you want to be like hyper attacking for the wingers or the wing backs to stay as wing backs like on the wing and not invert. If you want to be ultra attacking, because the one thing you want to always do is have the threat of the cross. And if you have a threat of a cross, you want your forward line to be in the box, because that generates more confusion for the defenders. You want to try and overload the defense. So it makes sense to be more overlapping fullbacks, stay touchline wing, that kind of thing. So I think slowly but surely things are just going to go back to the way they were. And then there'll be a new football tactic that comes out, and then people will start copying it. Like Man City had the 4 centre-backs, and then Arsenal tried the 4 centre-backs. That there's always
please don't go there, right? Don't tell me sooner or later Ange ball is going to get popular and everybody's going to play the high line.
Well, they need to win first. Like Ange's to win something first. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Harry, you remember? Have you been on a show with Steven before?
Yeah, I remember Steven. Yeah,
okay.
I remember.
Guys, just to say this, I think today is his.
Is it anniversary? Is it anniversary?
Yeah, it's anniversary. So Miss Melina has made a compilation.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Steven. Right.
I used to do a lot of streams with Steven.
Oh, has he passed away?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I used to do a lot of streams with Steven. Actually, I went on his show quite a bit. He used to let me come on because we'd have jokes and that. It was.
They got rest in peace to my man.
Yeah, and to tell the truth, right? He's one of those big Arteta out guys, right? So most probably he'll be like, I don't know.
Rest in peace to the fallen.
He's still there.
All I'll say, rest in peace to the fallen. Man didn't know you, but hopefully you're watching us and you're screaming Levy and Enoch out, man.
He's an
From heaven and hell, bro.
He's an Arsenal fan, bro, so no chance. No chance. You be shouting Levy in, bro. You know, like that, fam.
I know, no, but he was Levy out too, right? Because he used to support us, remember?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, fair. So he was Levy out.
And he's
Yeah.
We'll support him. He'll support us.
Yeah, rest in peace, my brother. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
Mate, he was a good guy. I used to go to streams with him, man.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Man.
Right, Outma game, right? So we rested all our big stars for 8 days for this game to come out. Come on.
I'm gonna set the fire. Yeah, I'm gonna start with TJ.
You better start with Spence.
Yeah. Let's start from the top.
Hey, big up,
Brian, man.
What's up, people? We all good?
Hey, long time no see. Hope you're doing well, bro.
I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Good,
How you been? You're looking lovely.
I'm all right, but do you know what? I said it yesterday. I don't know why everyone's so pissed off about yesterday. I don't know why people were going on about the team selection. I don't know why people are we competing with Man City this season to get top 4 or to challenge for Europa?
You know what? It's just pride, man. It's pride, man.
It's not even pride anymore, TJ. Listen, if we had a full team and we won that game, are we challenging? People think, oh, we're 11 points or 7 points off top 7. And
I just want to get away from relegation, man.
And people keep thinking that means that we're going to win every game and every team above us are going to lose a game. Because that's how it works in...
But you just don't want your team to lose, man. It comes down to this one fine line. I don't like to watch my team lose. I like to win every single match.
I know that. You look at it, we've lost 14. We're not getting relegated.
Yeah, I know, man. This is why this manager needs to go, man. He needs to go.
But you know, listen, we're not getting relegated. We're not qualifying for Europe via the league. I don't get it. Listen, the season has been done in the Premier League for a long, long time. After those 3 wins, we're not getting relegated.
One thing I would ask, though, Brian, is how come you'd play pretty much our strongest team against Ipswich then? That's why it was just kind of...
I'll tell you exactly why, Elijah, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. If he didn't play his strongest team and we lose to Ipswich, who are right there for relegation, then the whole world caves in. And then we're going, oh my God, we've lost to Ipswich. Oh my God, this is pathetic, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't do it. But you do it against Manchester City at home when there's no pressure and we have no divine right to win that game. It's done. And do you know what? It's the only game before Europe that the returning players that are injured got minutes because we're not in the FA Cup. We've all been saying Kulusevski needs a rest, he needs a rest, he needs a rest. True. He got rested. We've all been saying Heung-min Son needs a rest, he needs a rest, he needs a rest. True. He got rested.
But have we been screaming? Sorry to cut you off.
I still want him out. I still don't think he's right for the job.
Have we been screaming to rest Spence?
Mate, listen, do you know what with Spence? He's now back in the Europa League team. You got to remember as well, that guy, even though he's young or whatever, hasn't played a full season's worth of football for a long, long time. If Spence had played, what difference if Spence had played? If Spence had played yesterday, do we win that game?
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially. Come on.
No, potentially. I believe.
If Jed Spence does not play against AZ Alkmaar,
then
the world caves in. Then he's been an idiot. Then he's been found out and he's been an idiot. But if he had gone and got injured against Manchester City, which let's face it, with Spurs players, could happen at any time this season, the whole world would have gone, "Oh my God, why is he playing him before Europe? He's been our best player. Why do we have a better chance of winning the Europa League with Jed Spence starting every game? Or was it more important for him to play against Manchester City when the Premier League means absolutely nothing at the moment?"
The problem is that where we are in the table, like we have to make sure we just get to 40 points first. But the problem is that Europa League, we're not playing until 8. We're not playing until Thursday. Next Thursday is when we're playing, like 7 days from now. So it would have made sense now to rest. If we're thinking, okay, the league's done in it don't really matter too much. We're not getting relegated. Would have made sense to kind of rest them more against Ipswich and then go against City and try and win. And then at that point, have 8 days off now.
Like I said, Elijah, the thing is, if you'd done that against Ipswich, should we lose against a relegation or a very big relegation candidate, and they've only won one game at home, the whole world would have caved in. Like that, everyone would have gone nuts. The huge demand, rightly or wrongly, but then you do it at home against Manchester City, where the pressure isn't on you to win because you know the big boys are in town and the season's over. It's an easier way. Gary, my brother, you know I support Spurs, win, lose or draw. It's the ownership that I have my issues with, and I've got my problems with Ange. But I've always said, and I've said this when it comes to the owner, the manager, the players, if I'm big enough to criticise, I've got to be big enough to say, do you know what? I understand what he's doing there. Listen, we won 3 games off the back. We won 3 games off the back, and no one's going, do you know what? Well done, Ange, for steering us away from the ship. The players came back and we won, but no one was speaking about that, and they're games we should have won. Don't get me wrong, we should have won those games regardless.
To me, I'm a bit different in it. The players that could have been rested were Pedro Porro, Kulusevski, and Son. I'm happy with the fact that Son, Kulusevski, didn't play. But for me, your best player, your best defender for me right now, Spence is our best defender. He should have played against Man City.
Well, listen, I don't care that. I'm actually happy he didn't. I don't care, Man City. We've now got.
I don't know, man.
Back-to-back game. You've got to remember, TJ, we've got back-to-back games now. We've got AZ Alkmaar, followed by Bournemouth, followed by AZ Alkmaar, followed by Chelsea, followed by hopefully someone else in the Europa League, Ajax or Frankfurt. Then we got Fulham. It's 2 games a week football again. And would you rather
what I would say though, Brian,
and then fit for that, or risk him in a game that has absolutely no bearing whatsoever?
But I would argue that the Ipswich game meant just as much as the City game, which is not much. Because I believe we're not going to get relegated. Even before the Ipswich game, we weren't going to get relegated anyway. I've always been a proponent ever since I've been on flipping YouTube at this point of the league has been done. I said from 4-1, when we beat Aston Villa 4-1 at our stadium back in November, October, whenever that was. I said the season was done from then. Yeah. I said the season was done from then, and we should focus on playing the young guys in the Premier League and focus on Europa. The problem is Ange didn't do that. He didn't do that. Of course, the injuries had something to do with that. Now everyone started to come back, and I felt like he was still like Kudu played a full 90 against Ipswich. He didn't need to.
No, he didn't.
Son played a full 90 as well, I think, didn't he?
No, Son got taken off. Son got taken off. But Kudu played a full 90. Archie and Bergvall played a full. Actually, not Bergvall. I think Archie played a full 90. Spence played a full 90.
Not Bergvall played.
Yeah. Spence played a full 90. You know what I'm saying? Like these players played full games, and these are like players who were playing in December and playing in January, and then playing in February. Like these are players that have played full games. Now that players are back, I'd love for him to just play the youngsters, but that's not what I saw.
What I saw yesterday as well, he took Destiny off and brought Spence on and gave Joe the 90. I expect when we play Alkmaar, Udogie and Spence.
Yeah,
so he's taken that.
I hope so.
Yeah. So he's done. Porro. Listen, Porro is so out of form, and he's been. Listen, the way he's playing with all the way he's been asked, he can't play this system. He's a very good player, but he cannot play this system. He gets found out time after time after time.
Would you not put him on the wing?
I said that on We Are Tottenham TV yesterday. I was like, you look at it, he started off as a right winger in his career at Man City or whatever. He dropped back in a back four. But this is what Tottenham have done with managers, haven't they? When we buy players and the wing backs, we make full backs, or the full backs we make wing backs. Then we ask the wing backs to invert, or the full backs to whatever. There's no consistency in what we do with our fullbacks. There is absolutely none. And Porro, when we've played Gray in every position in defence, I don't see why we don't give Porro. Honestly, that guy's a bit. In the first half, he was shocking. In the second half, we could not put in a single cross in the first half or of any quality all season. Then in 5 minutes, Pedro Porro in the second half put 3 in. And if Solanke was there, we score 3 goals.
We score. Yeah.
We score 3 goals.
Porro's
at least have 3 more attempts on target.
So essentially, what you're saying, Porro can't work in the position he's playing right now. Really and truly, if Ange was a good enough coach, he would realise this, and he would probably potentially move him. Because look, we're far and few wingers. You know, we've got Brennan Johnson that. Yeah, he scores the back post tap-ins. But other than that, what does he offer on the pitch? Who knows, right? Who knows, right? For me, this is how I see it. This next game, I expect Spence to be playing and Udogie to be playing. And if Spence is on the bench, I'm going to have a meltdown.
I think every Spurs fan base will have a meltdown because he's now included Spence in Europe. He's been how hard
Spence had to work to get. You know how hard Spence had to work to get this opportunity, and even when we were calling,
he hasn't had to work hard. He hasn't had to work hard.
How long he's had to wait? That's
the opportunity came his way because of the injuries, but what he's done with that opportunity has been incredible.
I agree with you. Yeah,
you didn't have the injuries, you don't get in.
No, I agree with you. The only reason why I'm saying he had to work hard because he's been thrown around. He's gone on loan, and it's not worked out over there, right? So there must be something that's changed within Spence's attitude. Because look, all we're hearing is Spence has been amazing. Look, for the last 4 games, he's been our best player. He has. Hands down, he's been our best player.
Last 3 months, he's been our best player.
For me, I'm so glad. I'm so happy that Spence is getting his flowers now. I just don't want Ange to revolt back onto his favourites.
Revert to type.
For me, Ange has his favourites, and what that game told me was Ange has his favourites.
Well, if he did, what you got to remember, if he does that, then he's put even more rope around his neck.
He should have been gone a long time ago. Let's make that clear.
Listen, I've come to terms with it. Listen, I think he should go. But again, I'm at the place where it doesn't matter who comes in. They're going to get screwed over. We'll be here in 18 months. Does not matter who comes in. Doesn't matter who. They will all get shafted. But there's nothing. Listen, this guy, we've lost 14 games in the league. All the stats that have gone, you can say injury, which you can use or whatever you want to do with it. For some reason, the guy at the top is not budging. It is what it is. Do I think he should go? Yes, I do right now. And I've said that since the North London derby.
And who do you bring in? Sorry,
I've said, TJ, if anyone's seen that film Brewster's Millions, there's a part where they say vote for none of the above because they don't want the guy to get into politics. I'm going to be doing that. Whoever is the favourite to become manager, I don't want him to come. I don't want them to come because we'll just go through this again. So it doesn't matter.
My stance was obviously I didn't want Ange. I made it clear from when we were picking our managers. I was firm for the last 2 years, in fact. I wanted Poch to come back. I wanted Poch. And it might be a dream world scenario. Yeah, dream. People could call me deluded all they want, right? However, I was bang on that Ange Postecoglou wouldn't be the guy for us. He was like 7th choice, in fact.
Because when we wanted Slot said no.
Slot said no.
Bradley, man. I remember.
Yeah, I personally, I was just stuck with Poch.
You want it,
Brian, my brother, right? You've joined me on the Ange don't care boat.
I've been there for a long time, buddy. I've been there.
Yeah. I've been there since after the first 10 games. Remember when I went on a rant about we got our Tottenham back?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's Ange don't care, right? But the only thing is that now, being fans, seeing our team play like that, and it goes up and down the roller coaster ride that we have, right? That's the thing that brings out all the emotions on all the fans, right? It's just all opinions, right? Whatever happens, right? We want our club to win. And to tell the truth, right? If we do get a good chance at the Europa League, I'll take it. Right? I've been saying, right? I'll take a trophy over even if we get relegated. But we won't get relegated because I think there are actually 3 worse off teams than us at the moment in the league, right? But all I can say now is that what we can do is that we have to sit tight, right? Like we've always been, right? Sitting tight and waiting and hoping, right? But as we know, being Spurs fans, with the owners we have and all that, right? It's usually the hope that kills us. That's all I'm gonna say, right? But if you say game by game, yeah, sometimes it's frustrating. It gets into your head, right? That's why TJ is going on his rant and all that, right? About not playing Spence. But like you say again, right?
I want to start first. I don't think he's going to play Spence against Alkmaar personally.
And if he doesn't, man, we need to riot.
This is why I was like, this is why, because I've almost been because I was saying earlier, I've wanted him to play youngsters in the league, innit? So usually him resting Son and Kulu wouldn't be an issue for me. But I've been trained to predict what Ange is going to do because of his tendencies this season. And his tendencies is he will go as soon as a started 11 player in his eyes is fit, he plays them. It don't matter how anyone else is playing. It doesn't matter. Like Porro has not gotten rest when he could have got rest. Udogie, he could have got rested, he didn't. Kulu could have got rested, he didn't. Son could have got rest, he didn't. This has been a whole thing throughout the entire of this season. But now, at this point in the season, now he's switched it up, which is why in my brain I was hella confused. Why is he switching up now? Why is he doing this? Why is he resting now? Because the season's been done. From months ago, the season's been over. So it would have made sense to start this resting thing early when we were still in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and all of this. And yes, we got to a semi-final, we lost. We wouldn't have won anyway because Liverpool clowned us pretty much. But when all the injuries were starting to happen, it was because we were playing Europa League group stage games and we were playing Premier League games. That's why it happened, because we were still playing 2 games a week back then and Andrew was not rotating. So that's why I was like, okay, so clearly he's taking the league seriously. He wants the best players in his team to play in the league. Now he's starting to rotate players, which is what I wanted him to do, which is why I agree with everything Brian had said. It shouldn't really be a big deal. It's just Ange has now switched up his mentality, what it looks like, in terms of he's finally given up on playing the best players in the league, or on our team in the league. He is now saying Europa League or bust. So he's resting all the players he can. The most important. Is it the title of the stream? Say so. Europa League.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. So he's pretty much now said the league is done. We're not getting Europe and we're not getting relegated. So it's time for Europa League now. We're gonna rest our best players. Spence, best fullback. Kulusevski, best player. Son, we know what he does in Europe. He's actually been all right in Europe at times. We're gonna rest them in Premier League. Don't worry about that. Odegaard, go on. Brendan, go on. You know what I'm saying? We're going to rotate between Spence and Porro and Udogie. That's what he should have been doing. And that's why, again, I'm not too much on Ange for this rotation thing. I'm not too much on him. It's not really his fault. We could have drew the game with the players on the pitch already. It's just Ange, now he's switching it up. He wasn't switching up his mentality before, which is what was really getting me and making me mad at this guy. Because he wouldn't switch it up. Now he's switching it up. It's just I need to now update the info. That's what it is.
That's the exact thing. Sorry, Haz, I just want to say real quick, this is the exact thing. We have been all saying on all our YouTube channels, or if we don't have channels, the streams we've been going on, saying we need to see rotation. Why isn't he playing this one? Why we're all going, why didn't he play Spence earlier when he had him all season with Porro? We're saying, why has he done this? Why has he not done that? Why is he not doing this? And then he does start doing that. And people then start saying, well, why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I went on We Are Tottenham TV yesterday and I said, you know what? And I said exactly the same thing. I don't know why so many people are going, oh, you don't do this against Manchester City. Yeah, right. Last season when we were challenging for the Champions League and when we got 5th, if he had done that then, you're like, what the hell are you doing? This is a huge game with massive ramifications on the result. There was absolutely no pressure on this result whatsoever. So we all say, why isn't he rotating? We need to keep our players fit. This is why we keep getting injured, because we don't rotate. And then on a game, he does rotate with absolutely no significance whatsoever, apart from another defeat. People start getting mad about him doing exactly what he wants to do.
Can I say something though? Can I say something? Last year, this is nothing to do with rotating. Last year, we were against Man City, and maybe 85% of our fan base said we should lose, because by us losing, it would have by us losing, it would have allowed Man City to win the title. Right, cool, whatever, right? Because Arsenal was in potential. If we won against Man City, regardless of what happened, right? Cool, boom. And Ange had a big go about the fans saying, "I'm here to win all my matches," right? Where's the same energy now? That's all I'm saying. I keep it standard, innit? Now you're throwing away important matches. In my opinion, this is how I see it. Again, I might be wrong. I might see it as black and white. I want to win every single match, even if it's against Arsenal, even if it's against Luton, even if it's against Cardiff. I want to see us perform every single match.
Then TJ, I'm gonna play. I hate this phrase.
Yeah, play.
Yeah,
play.
I hate saying this phrase, bro. But I'm gonna say
go
with Brian's narrative that he's gonna rest the players for the
It's not my narrative. It's what's going on.
Well, yeah,
I was waiting for him to say that.
Whoa. Listen, I have a narrative.
Yeah, the narrative is a buzzword, man. You know what I'm saying?
Owners, be very careful what you say. When it comes to the owners, you can say that 100%.
Okay. Number one, obviously, I'm going to ask everyone this. Is Spence going to play? Because I know this is the big one. And number two, if we play the Alkmaar game and he, like this comment says, he loses it, do you think he's going to get sacked?
Nah,
Look, personally, it's too far in for him to get sacked, isn't it? At this point, we should just wait for the end of the season. He should have been sacked a long time ago. Let's get this correct. Any other manager in his situation would have been sacked, right? But in my opinion, we rest these players. We play this in this game and we lose, right? Cool. Another one bites the dust, but I don't even see why people are hyped up about the Europa League, because I don't even think we can win that. Personally, I don't even see us winning the Europa League. I don't see us winning the Europa League.
I don't either, to be honest. I think all of this hype about rest until Europa League and all this, right? All of that, right? I don't even see us winning it. In my opinion, we should play what's on the pitch. So, for example, the Man City game, we should have played our best squad, in my opinion, because I want to win every single match. Maybe I'm wrong.
We're not going to win we're not going to win every single match, though, TJ. There is absolutely no way, even with our first 11 out, the best first 11, and they're all 100% fit, we're not winning every single match. Whether it be the players, whether it be for the formation. We have one opportunity for glory right now. One opportunity.
And do you think Ange is capable of taking us over the line?
Mate, it's a cup competition.
It's not about whether he can. It's the fact that we
got knocked out of two competitions in less than a week. Remember, we were in a semi-final.
But shouldn't you want him to go for it though? But shouldn't you want him, because the league's done?
I gave him a chance over there. In less than a week, we got knocked out.
I hear that, but TJ, he's still here. He's gonna be here to the end of the season. He has the league, which props to him. He won 3 out of 4 games, and now we're not getting relegated. We don't have to worry about that no more. We're also not getting European football, which means we have one competition, the Europa League, and has to go all out for that. He has to. We have no more eggs. We have no more. Sorry, we have no more
put
baskets.
all the eggs in this one basket and hope for the best, right? Cool. All right, cool. I get it. And listen,
if he doesn't do that, then we have conversations after that.
I'm going to be so real.
There are other fans out there, because Brian has mentioned them, who's saying they still think we have a chance to finish in the top like 7 or 8. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think we have a chance of finishing top 7 or 8. I'm just saying, from a fan's point of view, I want us to play our best squad and try and win every single match. I'm not saying we will. It might be like we're going to go against Arsenal. They might beat us. We might go against Newcastle, Liverpool. They might beat us.
That's fine.
I'll go right.
But
I hear what you're saying.
In a way, you know how no, in a way, you know how it looked to me. And down tools. And decided to down tools when he could have down tools against Ipswich.
I don't think it's down tools. I just think it's a thing of like I said before, the rotation. I would have rather he did against Ipswich and then played against City. But in terms of just Premier League fixtures, they mean the same. Like, they're both equal. Obviously, Man City are a better team and we're at home and we want to beat City. I get it. But in terms of what the games are worth, they're worth the same because we're not fighting for anything in the league no more. We're just trying to get to 40 points and we're not going to get relegated. So in terms of what the games mean, they mean the exact same to us. So am I a fan?
We've got to go to Chelsea. We've got to go to Fulham. We've got to,
yes, but we're not going to get relegated though. Like, we've gotten, because of these last 3 wins we've got, that's enough for us to not get relegated now. We ain't got to worry about that. We're not getting relegated no more. So the games don't mean anything anymore.
I'm going to say one more thing before I need to go down and do the laundry that I said I was doing. And it was what TJ just said. Whether we rested against Ipswich or Manchester City, if we'd done that and lost to Ipswich and did it the other way and beat City, what difference does it make?
It makes no difference, right? I agree with you. 110%. I totally agree. Maybe I'm wrong. In fact, you know what? Let's mark this stream. If we win Europa League, I will actually come on here and say, listen, Brian, Elijah, Haz, Eugene, you were right.
But no, TJ, you're missing the point. It doesn't matter.
It's not that.
We're not going to win the Europa League based on whether he rested players against Ipswich or Manchester City. What I'm trying to say is it does not matter. If we had the full team against Man City, we still would have lost. What different? We're not going up the league. We could have gone from 12th to 12th yesterday. That's all that would have done. That's all we would have done. Well, who we beat Manchester City? Well, let Tottenham make a DVD that we beat Manchester City 3 times. And what did we get from beating Manchester City 3 times?
It's true. The way you say it, yeah.
What we got from beating Manchester United?
No, the way you say it, like, if you say it like that, yeah, I totally agree what you're coming from. You would say the Europa League is more important. 110%. I'm on the same boat as you. I'm not saying I'm not. It's just, I don't like losing. I like to believe.
No one likes losing.
No one likes losing.
To believe that we put all our 100% in every single match.
We do, but that doesn't. If we rest players, that doesn't mean we're not putting 100% because the players on the pitch have to play.
No, see, that's where I differ. See you later, my bro. No. For me, this is where I differ in it.
He's gonna come back, I think. I don't know.
No. For me, this is where I differ in terms of obviously we decided to rest Spence in it, and you saw that I was outrageous. I was livid. Even before the game, I called you up and I said, "Bro, is this brother smoking?"
Yeah.
Because for me, this is how I see it. Again, I might be wrong. I can be wrong. But you don't down tools. That's basically you saying, cool, whether we lose, we win, we draw. All right, it's all right. We've got better fish to fry. But then if we get to the Europa League and we don't get past the first leg of Almar or whatever the team is called, right? Are we going to have that same energy where we're going to be like, well, the team just clearly didn't perform? No, I like to believe we're going to line up to every single game our strongest. Give the best chance to Tottenham winning.
Not at this point in the season, though. That's not how it's going to go. If this is the start of the season, I hear you. Because my aspect has always been, players should earn their rest. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we have 5 subs now. So obviously, there are subs that will be made for tactical reasons and there's subs that will be made to give players rest in it. The best players obviously have to play as many games as they can in it. If they need rest, you smoke the team and you take them off and bring on other people. That's how they get extra rest throughout the season, innit? And then obviously in the cups and in the games that don't mean as much, you don't play them. But when it comes to most games, yeah, you always play your top players and then take them off once they've got the job done. But in this scenario, because I agree with you in that sense, in this scenario, though, you have to change things up, which is why I understand why Ange's rested players. I didn't agree with it. I don't agree with it necessarily in terms of the way he's done it. But the overall thing of rotating players, I agree with, because I've been the one to say, yo, Ange, play the youngsters. I've been saying since 2024, since October, November, whenever, I think Brian said November the 3rd was the Villa game, play the youngsters. I've been saying then, yo, rotate. He's finally rotating.
We have been, you know what, even past that point, I think all of us on the panel have said, why are you not using players like Spence when Spence didn't get a chance to play? Why have you not registered Spence in the Europa League? Why have
but he's done those things now.
This is my point.
Now he's done those things. I think this is the perfect chance, yeah. This stretch end of the season plus the Europa League is the perfect chance now, because Ange has been forced to use players like Spence, and Spence has become one of our best players. Best believe Ange he's not going to drop Spence out of the squad no more. Spence is here to stay. He's played his way in there.
We will see Europe.
We know his character, right? He will not change, right? Like you said, he's got a fixed set of players that he's got a fixed set of players that he likes to use most of the time. I think before I met you, Elijah, you remember the Tamworth game? I used to do shows with Harry and TJ, right? I keep saying against Tamworth, we should play the academy players and rested our first teams, right? But he didn't do that. He went out strong, right? It took us 100 minutes just to break Tamworth down. And when I saw that,
from an own goal,
and from own goal, and when I saw that, right, I know, number one, the levels that we are at, maybe because of the injuries, the not enough rotation, and players are being overplayed, and that has carried on. But now we're moving into a newer phase where our players are coming back, right? And we've seen a group of players being played, and they've been doing well. And when there comes a switch, a lot of us would get this kind of a knee-jerk reaction. Why isn't he playing? Why he's been taken off and all that? It comes down to it now, right? Where a lot of us are saying,
all right, quick question. Wait, quick question. Can I ask you guys a question?
I'm going to call the stream Spence, but anyway.
Can I ask you guys a question, innit? What's your lineup for this Almar game, innit? Are we going with our...
Do you think Spence is going to start, TJ?
100%.
I hope so. Listen, I hope so.
Do you think he will?
With all the energy I've given on this show, I hope so.
No, but do you think he will? Not what you would do first.
I don't.
But do you think he will?
I hope he starts over. Yeah, I do believe so.
No, I'm saying, but I know you hope. But do you?
Yeah, no. I'm saying. I am saying he is going to start over Poro.
Now he will play the same back four lineup like he did against MCT. We know that, right? First of all,
you don't think Spence will play? You don't think Spence will play?
Spence will be on the bench, right? Again, I believe that because I see him. Odogi will play again, right? Because Odogi needs to play, like he's been saying, right? Maybe, like I said, in the halftime, change them around. But at this moment in time, right, we know Ange he's got this fixed mindset in the way that he plays. He's already said, right, when Udogi comes back, he will be the prioritized player over Spence. But maybe, like you said, resting Poro, right? Resting Poro and put Spence on the right. Maybe. I'm not sure. But we do know that
I think there will be
it's 8 days. It's an 8 days rest there. Right. So it's not to say that but we do not know, right? What happens in those 8 days, whether they get a knock in training, something happens along the way, they fall sick, right? We don't know. But all I can say at this moment now, I don't see Spence starting.
Okay, interesting. Elijah, you're the last person. Do you think so? Because me and Eugene are two who think that he won't start Spence. TJ and Brian think he will play him. It's down to you now. Do you think he's going to play Spence?
So I'm the tiebreaker. I'm the decider.
No. You are the one building the narrative.
All right, fair. Let me think about it. Now, you know what it is, yeah? Do I believe Ange is stubborn? Yes. I think that you have to have some level of stubbornness to make it as a manager, especially at the Premier League level. So it's not that he's stubborn is my issue. It's just, again, I guess the lack of rotation and stuff. But Jed has played well since he's come in and been our best player. For as much as stick I give Archie Gray, in quotation marks, in my opinion, anyway. But
don't worry, man.
I guess my opinion don't matter. He has been good for us, not as a defender, but he has shown that he can at least, as even at his current age and play style, be a squad player and then progress into things. So I do believe Archie has played his way into getting some minutes. He's played his way into getting Ange's heart is crazy. But and I think Bergvall has done it as well, because I think Bergvall's done it too. So I think that I think Spence will start. He'll start with Udogie, and I think Porro will be on the bench. He hasn't dropped Porro many times, but he has dropped Porro before. So it's not like we've never seen him drop Porro. So I feel like Spence will start. I just think it's a thing of like, players have come in, and obviously Spence has proven him wrong in a sense. Like Gray and Bergvall hasn't necessarily proved him wrong, but they've shown that they have qualities and capabilities to get big minutes, or at least to get like somewhat decent minutes anyway. And I don't think Ange will just sit them back on the bench and not use them no more because everyone's back. I feel like they're gonna carry on getting minutes. Maybe there won't be as many minutes as we want. That's something that we'd have to prepare ourselves for, especially when it comes to Jed Spence. But I do believe that he's gonna see it, because even people who are Ange in, they love Spence, they love Bergvall, they love Archie Gray. You know what I'm saying?
But do you think? So, Elijah, say me and Eugene are right. I'm just playing hypothetical. No, I'm saying if we're right and say Spence doesn't play.
Elijah, you mean people who love Ange, who are Ange out? You mean not Ange in?
Right, even if they're Ange in, Ange out, bro, they love Spence and they love Gray and they love Bergvall. You know, it's actually, to be fair, Mr. Box Office. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. But there's people who are Ange out or Ange in who hold Archie Gray and Bergvall and Spence in high regard. Right. It's not like a loyalty thing between a manager and players. Like, it's just the players. Their position on the manager won't affect how they view the players. But you know what I'm saying? There'll be people who are...
You do your watch longs and that. Say you do your watch long, and you find out that Spence ain't playing. What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, my head will be gone. 100%. My head will be gone. Especially if
it's expect a call from me. You would expect a call from me, innit?
Yeah, I'll call
him and I will tell him, bro, the man didn't start Spence.
Yeah.
Yeah, my head will be gone, innit? Okay, but... It's one of he should start. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't.
I'll be like TJ probably if he doesn't start.
He will start.
Yeah, I'm very sure that he's going to be starting, because you don't play Porro a full 90, whether it's 8 days or not. You don't play Porro a full 90 and then play him the very next game when you have Spence, who you've rested for that. So
do you know how stupid it will look as well that he brought him into the Europa League team based on his form to then not play him?
To them not play him, it'll make him look worse.
There is absolutely no way Spence don't start.
If I was Spence, I didn't start, I'd probably kick off, to be honest.
Spence starts. Listen, it's whether he starts in place of Porro or he plays in place of Destiny, because he can play either. There is absolutely no way. There is no way that Spence don't start. And I have to say, like Elijah was just saying, I think in the first half of Ipswich, Spence and Udogie did look like a more balanced.
They were better
than they've done with Spence and Porro.
Yeah. So or Porro and
Porro and Udogie,
and Porro.
Yeah. So I don't. There's just no way that he does not start Spence. There's just no way.
Yeah, Spence definitely plays. That's why my head will be gone more out of surprise, because everything points to Spence playing against AZ. So
that'll be my two, Spence and Udogie, because at least they're on the preferred.
Yeah, Spence will, because Spence he's still in good fitness, because he hasn't, as Brian said earlier, he hasn't played a full season of football in God knows how long. So he's got the energy there, and then Udogie's just come back from injury, so he's obviously well rested as well, playing back into proper match fitness.
I wouldn't play Porro against that.
Yeah, like Porro would be benched, but to be fair, we don't need Porro to be AZ. So if we need Porro to come on to bail us out, that says more about the players on the pitch rather than how good Porro is as a player, is it? You know, it's like Porro right now has been performing.
I guarantee if Spence had played yesterday, if he had, and he had picked up an injury, these are all ifs, every single person would be going, why the fuck did Ange play him when we've got Europe and he's brought... You know what I mean? I've been saying, like I said, I don't think Ange Postecoglou can get the job done, even if he was to stay on. The only way I think he could ever be successful at Spurs is if Daniel Levy went and got him every single player he wanted to play his style of football, which again would not happen.
Yeah, Levy would never do that.
He literally has now got Spence. If Spence had picked up an injury, the whole Spurs fan base would have gone absolutely fucking nuts and gone, oh my God, why did you play with Man City, a pointless game that has no relevance to anything in the season when we've got the Europa League where he's been our best player? Every single Spurs fan would have said it. Whether you're Ange in, Ange out, Ange don't give a fuck, Levy in, Levy out, whatever it would have been, if he had picked up an injury.
Yeah, would I
have, if I was in charge of Tottenham Hotspur yesterday and I had Europe coming up and Jez Spence is my best player, would I have played him in a meaningless game which has no relevance or impact in our season at all when we've got Europe coming up? Not a chance would I start Spence. Not a chance.
Yeah, no, I fully hear it. And it's completely true, innit? It's one of them ones. Like, I spoke earlier about my mindset of how we play games. Like, you want your best players to play, and then they earn their rest, innit? But it's one of those things where the competing teams have to have that mindset, which is why I want that mindset for our club, innit? Because teams like Liverpool, for example, they top the Champions League group, and they're top of the Premier League. They're going to win the title, so they have to have that mindset of you play your best players and they earn their rest. You get what I'm saying? Like Liverpool, the last game of the Champions League, they had youth teams with Diaz and Gakpo, and the bench was all youth as well.
Yeah, I remember.
You know because they won 6 out of 6 games or 7 out of 7 games or something like that. So they earned their rest. They earned that time off. You get what I'm saying? The Carabao Cup.
I got a question. Right? We've played Akmal before, right? In the opening rounds.
Yeah,
we played them at
1-0.
home or away?
It was at home. We won 1-0.
At home 1-0. We won 1-0.
Richarlison penalty.
We weren't great that day. We really weren't great that day.
It was a tough game.
It wasn't easy. And it wasn't an easy game.
It wasn't easy, but you got to remember now it's going to be different because we didn't play our strongest lineup then either. We're going to be playing our strongest lineup on Thursday.
I think they had 2 or 3 of their main players out due to injury. If I'm correct,
player injured.
I have no idea.
Yeah, if I'm correct, yeah.
Or one of their star players.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
When it comes to the Premier League now, I don't give a fuck who starts. He can start. He can stay Fraser Forster up front for all I care. It has no relevance for the rest of the season. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. No results, because people seem to think that if we go on a winning run now, that every team above us are going to drop points. Every team is going to lose or draw, and we're going to shoot up the league, which ain't going to happen.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I know that, but I don't understand why when we lose, it's always upsetting to lose a Premier League game.
I think it's the way we did in the tactics.
I think it's the way we lose as well.
It's been that all season. It's been
that. I know, but I
keep getting wound up.
And you know what, Ryan? Let me be honest with you a minute, yeah. Let me be honest with you. I wear my heart on my sleeves, innit? And I personally don't like watching Tottenham. I don't even watch Tottenham. In fact, I'll be so real. I'm being so real. When Tottenham concede a goal, ask these guys, have you watched the game? No, I turned it off.
Every Spurs fan. Every Spurs fan in the world doesn't like to see us lose. Every single Spurs fan in the world wants us to win every single game. Every single Spurs fan in the world wants our best lineup to be able to play every single game. It doesn't happen. And right now, everything we're saying, I want Ange out. He's going nowhere, at least till we're out of Europe or the end of the season when Spurs review it.
He'll definitely go at the end of the season. You have to.
Well, no, that's what you think, and what people like yourself, myself, and everyone that thinks he's not good enough to get out. It doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? If he wins the Europa League, would you say that's his way of keeping the job?
100 billion%.
100, yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
100 billion%.
And I'll even come on here and say, Ange, I'm sorry. I trust your process.
But Andrew won't get sacked.
If we win the Europa
Next
League,
season's
right?
the earliest.
If we win the Europa League, right, and there's a bus parade, right, I'll buy a ticket and I'll fly over there. Meet up with all you guys.
When Nugent says he's coming over here, that's when you know.
But this is how bad it is. If Ange wins the Europa League, and I don't mean bad for Ange, I mean he is the most successful manager in a very long time tenure, and Alan Sugar's tenure. Alan Sugar. But that's the thing. I can start going mad about. I don't like Ange's team selection. I don't like his style of play. Every team knows how to play us, but every single week when we're losing, we're all talking about the same thing. Nothing is changing. Nothing is changing. Whether we lose to AZ Alkmaar, whether we lose to Bournemouth the week after, whether we win both games, nothing is changing until the end of the season.
Yeah. I'm saying the reason I'll be so disappointed, the reason I'll be disappointed if we don't win the Europa League is because I believe we can do it. I believe this season, with Andrews the manager and with the players that we have, we can win the Europa League. That's why I'll be so disappointed if we don't win it, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, even win the Carabao Cup, I believe we could win the Carabao Cup with this squad and with this manager. I believe we could have done it, which is why it hurt so much when we didn't do it. That's the thing, like that.
You know what? Europa League is the best competition for Tottenham to actually win, because then that means we're back into Champions League. He's done it backwards. Imagine win the Europa League, get back into the Champions League, bumps your uncle. It's a good season.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like Europa League would definitely save the season 100%.
It would, but then
it's one of them things. Sorry,
a lot of people think if he gets knocked out Europa League, he'll get sacked. But I don't know. No chance.
Wait, so what? Okay, can we discuss this in it? If he doesn't go far in this Europa League, if we don't get to the final, what's keeping him in charge?
Yeah, there's nothing there to keep him in charge.
For blooming sake, Levy and Enoch and these fucking owners, innit? These guys, innit? As much as I hate them, and I think we all hate them on this channel. Well, okay, I don't know where everybody stands. I know I hate them, innit? Yeah. Blooming sake, you have to sell.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
You have to sell. You need to get go. You need to be gone. But
horrible. Sorry, say that again. No, I was reading the comment. Sorry, TJ, my fault. But
no, I'm just putting it in the perspective of that's another season of failure. Where are we gonna go? Who can we even bring in to salvage the situation?
DJ, we've been in 17 years of seasons of failures.
It's terrible. I haven't seen my club win a trophy. I haven't seen my club win a trophy. The only trophy I saw, and look, let me be honest with you, is the 2008 Cup, but I was too young to remember it. Yeah, the Audi Cup, the Tiger Cup. That's my trophies that I'm seeing.
Audi Cup, bloody hell.
Tiger Cup, no way.
So I've been supporting Spurs.
Bro, TJ, I know, because you went to the protest with me. You were one of the loudest people there, probably.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. If we don't win a trophy in the next 2-3 years, there's no point of supporting this club. I can't do it to myself, man. I genuinely, it's depressing. It's depressing. I come on this show every single week stressed out. Watch my shows. Every single show I do is just I'm stressed. I'm losing my hair. My high blood pressure. You know what? We had healthcare.
A few weeks ago when you were actually quite happy, but that was for other reasons, I think.
Yeah, other reasons, innit? Yeah, other reasons, innit? Not Spurs. Other reasons, yeah. Not Spurs. But bloody hell, man. We need better, man. Levy, Enoch, you fucked my club up. Mind my language, sorry.
All right. Anyone else want to say anything before we end the stream? Because first of all, anyone? Okay. A match scoreline for the first leg. I'll go first. I think it'll be 1-0 to us. I think 1-0 in the first leg. Brian, anything? Do you think?
I reckon 2-1 Spurs.
TJ, I'm dreading this one.
Is it home? We're at home, yeah?
No, away, bro.
Away.
Away. 1-0 Tottenham.
Okay. Eugene?
You know my Zen prediction, right? We always win 4-2.
Okay. Elijah?
3-1 Spurs.
3-1. Oh, okay.
Okay, guys.
I have to say one thing now. With everyone that's come on here, slammed Ange, slammed the tactics, slammed everything. Every single one of you have just said a Spurs win.
Yeah,
I don't mind the tactics. I don't mind.
I know, innit? But you know what it is, innit?
I've never cared about tactics.
You know what it is,
be so real. I've never cared.
It's the love for Spurs. As much as we go nuts about Ange, it's the hope that kills you.
Correct.
It's the hope that kills you.
Correct.
I'll be honest
with you.
You know it's with me, Brian, isn't it? For me, yeah, like I can poke holes in people's tactics all day long, innit? But the players have to go out and play that.
Correct.
I've never cared about style of play because Conte came here and parked the bus. Mourinho came and parked the bus. I didn't care. I didn't care when they did it. I just care about the result at the end of the day. Same thing with Ange, innit? I don't care about hyper-attacking football. I don't care about what we do this and do that, and this space is open, and this space is open, and this is bad, and this is bad, and this is good. I don't care. When the ball goes out, we just have to score more than the other team. And as long as we keep doing that, I couldn't give a toss. I couldn't give a toss what the tactics are and all of that. I believe, that the players are better than the AZ players. And I believe that
that's the way to win.
And I also believe that Ange can get the job done as well. I believe with this squad and this manager, we can win Europa League this season. The squad is pushed by the managers, by Ange. So if I think the squad's good enough to win, I got in turn say Ange is good enough to take the squad there. I believe Ange is good enough to take the squad and win the Europa League. I believe that.
I don't think we're going to win it. I don't think we're going to win it.
Even if you don't believe that, which is fair enough, innit? I believe that Ange is able to take us to the Europa League. I believe it. So if he doesn't do it, that's why I'm going to be disappointed, because I believe that the badge is good enough. I believe that the players, the squad, is good enough to beat anyone else in the Europa League. Whether it's Man United, whether it's Lazio, whether it's Bilbao, I believe we can beat them. So when I make my predictions, I'm making it because I believe in the squad. And I believe the manager can take us there. Whether I'm Ange out or not, I'm telling you I'm Ange out, because I don't. The what I have for Spurs in that, his whole philosophy about football disagrees with mine. That's why I'm Ange out first, because he said himself that he values entertainment the same as trophies. That goes against my whole philosophy as a football fan, which is why I'm Ange out firstly. But if you just take players, you just take the manager, if you put them together, they can beat Bilbao, they can beat Lazio, they can beat Frankfurt, they can beat AZ, they can beat these teams, man. It's just Champions League, then you get a bit techie, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have to face a team of Liverpool's quality. We don't have to get past them. We don't have to get past a team of Man City's quality to win the Europa League. We're talking about Man United. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Lazio. Like, Lazio's a good team, don't get me wrong. Bilbao's a good team, but they're not Liverpool. They're not City. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're more Aston Villa kind of level. And we can beat Aston Villa. We've already done it this year. So that's why I'm not really too... It's not. I rate
optimism.
Like
the only difference between like United, for example, they're having a poor season. The only difference is they have won trophies in the last 5 years, where Tottenham haven't won trophies for a very long time. So the no factor goes into their favour. The reason why I can't see Tottenham winning Europa League, I think there's stronger teams in this actual setup than us.
If we get to Lazio, then we might have an issue. We might have a big issue. But what you got to remember is when people say right now, I would rather we play our strongest team possible, which includes Jed Spence against AZ Alkmaar. Yeah. I don't give a monkeys who plays against Bournemouth. I don't care who Ange picks. If Ange goes right, Spence, you back out. If he goes Kulu, you back out. Son, you back out. Gray, you're out. Whoever. Vicario, you're out. I don't care. Premier League, I don't care. Ange needs to focus on Europa League. Because it doesn't matter what happens in the Premier League. So if we play our full team, you watch, if Spence plays against AZ Alkmaar and all these people that were, why has he rested him? Why has he done this? Why has he dropped? Well, then you got to say, and even me, who I've said, and I said yesterday, I'm delighted with what Ange did yesterday, resting players, drop whatever words you want to use. Man City is an irrelevant game. Irrelevant.
No. I will listen.
If he plays his strongest team, we've got to, for the next few weeks, if we progress against Alkmaar, we're going to be playing Sunday, Thursday.
Yeah, true.
Hopefully for the longest time possible. Whether we do or not, but right now there is a possibility. Just because we're in the tournament, we could win it. We could get to the final. So every Thursday, he needs to have his strongest team available. So
let me be honest with you, Brian. I promise you, if this is for Europa League and Spence is playing for Europa League, I'll put my hands up and say, Ange, you know what you're doing. Go on, son. You know, I'd rather be wrong. I'm not too afraid to say I'm wrong. I've said I'm wrong many times. Many times. There's been times when I've said stuff about Pochettino where I was wrong and I put my hand up. I just hope and I pray he starts Spence. And if he doesn't,
he's going to. Yeah.
We're going to have another problem.
Elijah's going to get a phone call.
I can't lie, my head would be gone if Spence don't start. Just because he got rested, didn't it? So he didn't play the full 90. So
Spurs, man. Let's go win this Europa League.
Before we finish, first of all, go subscribe to Tottenham on Tour, into Spurs, Spursuation TV, and Too Much of E.
Too much of E. I love that.
Anyone want to say anything?
There's nothing to say. Listen, all I will say is we've got one thing to play for all season. Let's just hope Ange has all the best players available for Europa League for as long as it continues. If we go out against Alkmaar, what will be in his position. But then he can play the strongest team in the Premier League. It doesn't mean anything. But whilst we have the chance to progress in the Europa League, I would rather Ange Postecoglou, whether I agree with his tactics or not, whether I agree whether he should be in charge or not, I want my manager to be able to have the strongest team available to play in a tournament where there is a potential we could win something. Would I take winning every single Premier League game for the rest of the season over getting to the Europa League or seeing the bet? No, I want us to win the Europa League. Do I think we can win it? Probably not because of Lazio and whatever. I just think we may come undone, especially in away legs, because if people come to fight, and Lazio is one of the most hostile places you can go to. Every single Thursday for the rest of the season that we're in the Europa League, I hope Ange Postecoglou has the strongest of the strongest available. And if that means dropping Spence for the Premier League, drop away. If it means dropping Kulusevski or resting or rotating, whatever buzzword you want to use, do I think Ange can get the job done? No, I don't personally. Do I think Ange can lead us to glory in the Europa League? No, I don't personally. But do I hope he has every single player of our strongest 11 available to play every Thursday to give us that chance? Absolutely. And if he has to drop all of them, whether it be Van de Ven and Romero, whether it be Dominic Solanke, whoever it may be, do it in the Premier League because it means nothing. The rest of it's done. It's done.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're bang on the money.
Are you streaming tonight at 11 o'clock?
Yeah, tonight I'm streaming 11
Check out your channel. I subscribe Too Much of E because
Too Much of E, man. Just a chill stream, man. I'm bringing the series back because I've been really busy just in my personal life. So, I'm gonna start being a bit more consistent on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So. Okay. Just the normal chill streams. It usually starts off talking about football, and then we just start talking about whatever because there's not really direction for the streams. They're just chilling, isn't it? So you feel like chilling 11 o'clock.
Eugene, are you going live at all? Are you gonna watch along this?
There's no games this week, so I'm on
next week.
Next week, most probably I'll do the watch along for the AZ game, of course. Yeah, the one we have to do a watch along for that, right? So. Yeah, that's gonna be an important one. Yeah.
TJ,
I've just launched. I've just launched my second channel. Remember, I was saying I was gonna do my second channel. It's Into Spurs News AI. Yeah, that's just launched. I've got a lot of content that is coming up. I've done so much research. I'm buried in research, in fact. So when news articles come out, I basically do my little 1-2 summarize, and it takes me hours to summarize some of these articles, and I've actually improved AI's voice. So stay tuned to that. So subscribe to that channel. Apart from my channel, I've got one guest coming on, I think Friday. I'm not too sure. I need to message him. So I've got a show coming, a little interview. So subscribe to that as well. And yeah, man.
And Brian.
And also, can I just mention something? I want to big up all the love I've been getting over the last couple of weeks. I love you guys. You know what? You're like, I'll be so real with it. I found my groove this past week, you know, and just thank you for that. But yeah,
you're welcome, TJ.
Yeah.
And Brian, when you guys are next on?
Oh, do you know what? Tottenham on tour. One of the main things is I need to get my arse in gear. Sometimes I've got some personal stuff going on at the moment, but I just need to get into a rhythm and bringing content out. But there's sometimes recently where I've just been like, do you know what? I can't even talk about Spurs right now. I don't even want to talk about it because no matter what you do or say, it's a feeding frenzy at the moment. And at the moment, things are bigger in my life right now. Like I say to my little brother Ryan Isaacs, even he who is going home and away every single game this season, including Europe, even said this. And Tottenham, when he spoke about moving abroad or doing so, he always said, you know what, I don't think I ever could now because of my love for Tottenham going every week. And I was like, you know what? When you look at it, when I left to move to Israel, when I left to move to Canada, one of the biggest things was being away from Tottenham and will I get to see Tottenham? But do you know what? I get to see Tottenham every single week, regardless, living here. And do you know what? My life with Alana and my family and building a life and having a life is way more important than making sure I don't miss a single thing with Tottenham Hotspur or whatever. There are more. It takes over my life and it makes me so enraged that I spend my life when I'm not streaming and things are going bad. I'm like, I'm on Twitter or I'm on seeing who's on a stream or see what stream I can get on. And I'm like, all right, darling, listen, I know we haven't spent any. I'm going to go. No. Happiness and being with my wife is more important than anything Tottenham will ever do. When I come back in April, yes, I'll be going to the training ground. Yes, I'll be doing what I can to help change for Spurs if there's anything going. But I'm going there because it's my mum's 70th and my eldest nephews are getting bar mitzvahed and I'm going to see my nephews and niece. You could say Spurs win the Champions League final against Arsenal in Barcelona and we've got you VIP tickets, or you can spend some time with your nephews and your niece. Fuck Tottenham. Fuck Tottenham. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it taking over my life. I've met many great people doing what I do. I've met many people that are against me. I've met many great people like Gary Beggs, and he knows I keep mentioning this. Me and Gary used to be at loggerheads on Twitter. Absolute. And on streams when he was in the comments. I love the guy now. I love the guy. We speak regularly on Twitter. We may disagree on certain things, but it's amicable. It's friendly because I realised Spurs and Spurs YouTube isn't life.
It's really. It's true.
My family, my wife, my nephews, my niece, everything like that is way more important than anything Tottenham Hotspur will ever do or achieve. And as much as I love talking about it, and as much as I will harp on about Levy Hour any opportunity I can, I'll tell you a funny thing. Do you know what? When I kissed my wife good morning and good night, the last thing I did at night was kiss my wife to say good night. Then before I shut my eyes, I used to go, Anna's always leave you out. When I woke up,
that's too much. That's like Eugen.
I used to wake up and go, Anna's always leave you out. Then say good morning to enough.
I can't lie, Brian. That's crazy.
Mate, it swallowed me whole. And I refuse to do it anymore. I will come and passionately talk about how much I can't stand the ownership and how much I want change. That will never change. I will come on and say, yes, the manager's good, the manager's bad, this player should be fine, I'll talk, but it's not taking over my life anymore. This is not life.
That's crazy, man. I didn't realise it was like that.
Oh, mate.
Ryan
Isaacs came to my house one day when we were about to go to a game or a protest. I was just upstairs having a shower. He was downstairs watching snooker or whatever. And Ryan will tell you this. As I came out of the shower, he goes, "Yeah, I think you hate Levy more than me." And I was like, "Why?" I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was singing Levy out songs in the fucking shower.
See, that's dedication, though. I'll be so real with it. That's dedication.
He heard me singing this in the shower, and he's like, "My God!"
Out of the shower.
Yeah, I didn't even realize I was doing it. I was like, "What the fuck am I doing?" It takes over my life, and I refuse it. There's many great people that I get to speak to via the comments, or I speak to now on Twitter or WhatsApp, whatever, and I'm really happy that I get that. But it's not taking over my life anymore. So Tottenham on tour, when I can get some consistency, and when I can do stuff, or when I can hop on like I've just done today, I'll do so. But I'm not going to say, do you know what? Something's just happened on the stream.
That's so weird because I remember seeing your stream. Was it a month ago? You went on and you just literally lost it completely.
Oh mate, I went literally against Leicester and then Aston Villa, I think it was. I did, and Everton. I did my bollocks on We Are Tottenham TV. I did my absolute bollocks, and then it carried over onto some other streams, and I was going through.
No, I think it was like the El Tel Cocorel one. That's the thing.
With Adrian. Yeah, mate, listen, because there's just so much. I just kept going on and going on.
I'll never forget that stream because I put it on randomly, and then I
was going berserk, and do you know what? It's got to the point where I could see that it was overtaking me again. And when it starts overtaking me, then I have a problem because I don't stop. And when I don't stop, I don't have a filter, or I don't have a cutoff point, and I will go for the jugular. And then I sit back and go, do you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe this wasn't the best way to do it. Yeah. Maybe I've attacked someone or handled something badly. But it's because I get so pissed off with my love for this football club, but then I take a step back and I'm like, do you know what now? Like, I was meant to go on We Are Tottenham TV after we beat Ipswich, but even though we won, I was just like, do you know what? I'm too exhausted.
Yeah,
and I don't need to go as much as I will support those boys to do everything, but I'm not going on every single week when I can spend time with my wife and talk about it. And you know what? Like I said, I love having my own channel. I love coming on streams, but man, when it starts over consuming me, and I was even looking at coming back for a long weekend to the Liverpool protest against Man U.
I remember. I remember. I
was going to fly back for a long weekend at the cost of $2,000. And I was like, do you know what? I was actually looking, I was actually thinking, right, I can't personally afford this. How can I try and do it? People like will start a GoFundMe for you. GoFundMe. I was like, whoa. What am I doing here? There's genuine people that do GoFundMes for charity. And I'm trying to do one to get here for a protest. I'm like, no, do you know what? I've earned my stripes. I've done my shit.
I think you've done your time, Brian.
I will continue. I will continue to do my shit. I will help Levy out in any way I bloody well can. Whether it be promoting change for Spurs, whether it be coming on streams and getting Jay on and highlighting it. But I refuse to let it take over me like it did.
Good.
Brian, back in like the Poch day, I used to be like that on Twitter. I'd be like, get on, let's have another argument with someone over Levy or
just can't be asked.
Yeah.
I go on Twitter now, I post my shit and I'll reply to people that comment on my shit. I'm not going to look for arguments. I'm not going. Cheers, Gary. I'm not going to look for arguments. There's no point. Twitter is vile. It's a cesspit. So how do I negotiate? How do I navigate around it?
Don't go on Twitter, bro. Literally.
But Elijah, you know what it is? I've realised as well. There are so many horrible trolls out there, and I've got one particular guy who is absolutely like vile. And I used to bite at every single troll. I used to bite at it. Even the comments on We Are Tottenham TV. And then I realised you give them the oxygen. And then you get roped into this whole goddamn thing. And I'm like, what a waste of life.
5-hour argument, 6-hour argument.
Yeah, I'm like, what a waste of life. Yeah. What a waste of life. Why am I arguing with people that it doesn't matter? I could tell them that tomorrow... I could tell them that tomorrow's Friday. And they'll be like, no, it's Tuesday. And I'm like, oh my God, and I just can't be asked with it. I can't be asked with it. I value my life more now.
I actually like that on Twitter. I remember.
I have no problem telling people they're more of a Tottenham fan than me. I couldn't care that much. I'm gonna be real. Like I love Tottenham, but I don't love Tottenham that much, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoy watching
Tottenham. Person at the protest. I think.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, bro, if someone's telling me you're a fake Spurs fan,
yeah,
chill, man,
I'll be fake.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be fake today. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind being called a fake Spurs fan. I don't care, bro. I don't.
Go support another team, Elijah. That's the one. Go support another team. It's
Liverpool or something. Go support Liverpool or something.
Oh, mate,
you know
it's just like I said.
I have more fun.
I'm delighted that I get to meet all the people that I get to. I'm delighted that I get to interact with everyone I get to interact with. Why am I going to bother with the people that I've got no interest in?
Well, they just want to wind you up, basically.
Yeah. Why am I? Well, why? Yeah. So it is what it is. But getting back to it, Tottenham on tour will be back whenever I can do anything. I don't know where that rant just came from. I don't know. Rant or emotional outpouring or whatever you call it.
When you back in London, bro?
April the 12th.
April the 12th.
April the 12th to the 28th.
Cool.
As long as we all just you know what I'm saying. It's nice to talk about Tottenham. But you know what I'm saying? Once we step away from the computer, once the laptop gets put down,
I'm finished.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, when I put the laptop down, when I close my laptop, I'm not thinking about Tottenham.
I'm watching other things anyway. I just watch a show or something afterwards.
You know what I'm saying? I start watching anime. You know what I'm saying? I go and start watching anime, fam. You know what I'm saying?
That reminds me, the PlayStation
chill with my guys. What's up?
The Apprentice is on tonight, and Dragon's. That's that's my Thursday sorted. That's
I hear it, right? I'm gonna go chill for a couple hours and then go stream again, and we ain't gonna talk about Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's healthy to talk about Tottenham, but not too much. It's not. Once you get to the point where you start thinking about Tottenham away from the YouTube. Yeah, once there's a podcast away from the YouTube, that's when it becomes unhealthy, and it's something that I struggled with at the very beginning. Because it was like, damn, I could really become a Tottenham YouTuber and talk about Tottenham, and it kind of just, I'd take a little step back for a second, because it's like, once you can't be focused on it too much. Like, we all want Tottenham to do well, we all want Tottenham to be successful, but we support Tottenham, we support the club. It's not the other way around. The club doesn't support us. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about us the way we care about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good to make sure we have that almost that kind of distance away. Like, we love the club.
Balance.
We love
that balance of both worlds. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. No, carry on, my bro. I'm saying you're right. You're right. Carry on.
Yeah, but that we have to make sure that we have that healthy boundary. Like, we all have families. You know what I'm saying? We all have. Like, I don't have any kids, but I know a bunch of people have kids. You know, so I know Brian, you probably have kids. There's other people who have kids. Like, I don't have that, but I have a family, like my mom and my sister, which. I'm gonna be real. If they needed me on the protest day, I wasn't going.
Tomorrow, man. It's the last episode tomorrow for Daimar.
I know. That's the thing.
Bro, how come he's
it is?
20 episodes? Like, it's actually mad. Anyway, this is not on the top.
I know.
Right, listen, guys. Look, I have to shoot off. I've done no work. I've literally done no work in it. And if I keep at this rate, I'm gonna leave at 1 a.m.
Brian, are you still gonna say it or not?
What, leave you out? I'll always say it, man. I'll always say it. Always.
And it's always
leave you out. E-Nick out as well, man. Get them